Deep in the heart of ancient Greece, hidden among the rugged mountains, stood the Temple of Delphi. Here, the oracle, a priestess known as the Pythia, would sit atop a tripod, inhaling mysterious vapors rising from the earth. In a trance-like state, she would deliver prophecies that shaped the fate of kings and empires, but her words were never straightforward. They were riddles wrapped in enigmas, leaving even the wisest rulers scratching their heads. What if I told you that these cryptic messages were just the beginning of a much larger mystery? Welcome to a journey through time, where we uncover 50 baffling puzzles from ancient oracle temples. These sacred sites, scattered across the ancient world, were more than just places of worship. They were hubs of mystery, where the divine and the human collided in ways that still baffle historians and archaeologists today. From the whispering oaks of Dodona to the lost prophecies of the Sibylline books, each temple holds secrets that challenge our understanding of the past. Why did the priests of Claros drink sacred water to receive visions? How did the rustling of oak leaves at Dodona translate into divine messages? And what happened to the lost Oracle of Trophonius, where seekers underwent terrifying rituals to glimpse the future? These are just a few of the questions we'll explore. By the end of this video, you'll not only uncover the mysteries of these ancient oracles, but also gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and spirituality of the ancient world. So, if you're ready to step into the shadows of history and unravel the secrets of the past, stay with us. The journey begins now. Now, let's turn our attention to the first of these ancient mysteries, the riddle of Delphi's prophecies. The Oracle of Delphi, perched high on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, was perhaps the most famous oracle in the ancient world. Kings, generals, and ordinary citizens alike would make the arduous journey to seek her guidance. But the answers they received were never simple. The Pythia, the priestess who served as the oracle, spoke in riddles and metaphors, her words often open to multiple interpretations. One of the most famous examples of these cryptic prophecies involves King Croesus of Lydia. Seeking to expand his empire, Croesus asked the oracle whether he should wage war against the Persians. The Pythia's response was both poetic and perplexing. If you cross the river Halys, you will destroy a great empire. Confident in his strength, Croesus took this as a sign of victory and marched his army into battle. But the empire that fell was his own. The Persians defeated him, and Lydia was absorbed into their growing empire. This prophecy, like so many others from Delphi, highlights the dual nature of the oracle's words. They were both a source of wisdom and a test of interpretation. The Pythia's cryptic language forced those who sought her counsel to think deeply about their choices, often revealing truths they might have otherwise ignored. But how did the oracle deliver these prophecies? The process was as mysterious as the messages themselves. The Pythia would enter a trance-like state, possibly induced by natural gases rising from a fissure in the earth. In this altered state, she would utter fragmented phrases, which priests would then interpret and deliver to the supplicants. This blend of divine inspiration and human interpretation added another layer of complexity to the prophecies, making them both revered and feared. The influence of Delphi's prophecies extended far beyond individual rulers. They shaped the course of wars, the founding of cities, and even the decisions of entire civilizations. Yet, despite their profound impact, the true nature of the oracle's power remains a mystery. Were her words divinely inspired, or were they the result of clever manipulation by the priests? The answer, much like the prophecies themselves, remains shrouded in ambiguity. As we move forward, we'll uncover more of these ancient enigmas, each one offering a glimpse into the minds and beliefs of those who lived in the shadow of the divine. Next, we'll explore the mystery of the Sibylline books, ancient texts whose disappearance has puzzled historians for centuries. Now, let's journey from the cryptic prophecies of Delphi to another ancient enigma, the mystery of the Sibylline books. These sacred texts, believed to hold the wisdom of the Sibyls, were among the most revered oracles in ancient Rome. Unlike the spoken prophecies of Delphi, the Sibylline books were written, their verses consulted by Roman leaders in times of crisis or uncertainty. But here's the twist: most of these books have vanished, leaving behind a trail of questions and speculation. The Sibylline books were said to have been sold to Rome's last king, Tarquin the Proud, by a mysterious Sibyl, a prophetess who offered him 9 books of divine prophecies. When Tarquin refused to pay her price, she burned 3 of them. She returned, offering the remaining 6 at the same price. Again, he refused, and she burned 3 more. Finally, Tarquin relented and purchased the last 3 books at the original price. These surviving texts were kept in the Temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill, guarded by a special priesthood and consulted only in dire circumstances. The books were believed to contain predictions about Rome's fate, as well as instructions for averting disasters. When plagues, famines, or military defeats struck, Roman leaders would turn to the Sibylline books for guidance. The verses often prescribed elaborate rituals, such as the introduction of new gods or the construction of temples, to appease the divine and restore balance. But despite their importance, the original Sibylline books were lost in a fire that destroyed the Temple of Jupiter in 83 BC. What happened next is equally fascinating. The Romans, determined to preserve this sacred knowledge, commissioned a new collection of Sibylline prophecies. These texts were gathered from various sources, including oracles across the Mediterranean, and stored in the rebuilt temple. However, even these copies were not immune to the passage of time. By the 4th century AD, the Sibylline books had disappeared entirely, their contents lost to history. So, what did these books contain? Theories abound. Some scholars believe they held detailed predictions about Rome's rise and fall, while others suggest they included rituals and prayers meant to secure the favor of the gods. There's even speculation that the books contained knowledge of future events, such as the coming of Christianity. But without the original texts, we can only guess at their true nature. The disappearance of the Sibylline books has fueled centuries of intrigue. Were they destroyed intentionally to conceal their secrets, or did they simply crumble with the decline of the Roman Empire? Some believe fragments of the texts may still exist, hidden in forgotten archives or buried beneath ancient ruins. Whatever the truth, the mystery of the Sibylline books reminds us of the fragility of knowledge and the enduring allure of the unknown. As we continue our exploration of ancient oracle temples, we'll next uncover the secrets of the Oracle of Dodona, where the rustling of oak leaves was believed to carry divine messages. Stay with us as we unravel another chapter in the story of humanity's quest for answers from the gods. Now, let's turn our attention to the ancient Oracle of Dodona, nestled in the rugged mountains of northwestern Greece. Unlike the cryptic prophecies of Delphi or the lost Sibylline books, Dodona's oracle had a unique and enchanting method of communication, the whispering of oak leaves. This sacred site, dedicated to Zeus, was one of the oldest and most revered oracles in the ancient world, and its mysteries continue to captivate historians and archaeologists to this day. At the heart of Dodona stood a sacred grove of oak trees, believed to be the dwelling place of Zeus himself. The priests and priestesses of Dodona, known as the Seloi, would listen intently to the rustling of the leaves, interpreting their sounds as messages from the gods. But it wasn't just the wind that carried these divine whispers. Bronze cauldrons arranged around the grove would amplify the sounds, creating an otherworldly symphony that the priests claimed held the key to the future. The process of divination at Dodona was both simple and profound. Seekers would present their questions to the priests, who would then observe the movements and sounds of the oak leaves. A gentle rustle might signify approval or a positive outcome, while a sudden, harsh gust could indicate warning or disapproval. The priests also used other methods, such as interpreting the flight patterns of doves or the behavior of sacred springs, to confirm the messages from the oaks. But why oak trees? In ancient Greek culture, the oak was a symbol of strength, endurance, and divine connection. Its deep roots and towering presence made it a natural choice for a sacred oracle. The belief that the gods could speak through nature was central to Dodona's practices, blending the spiritual with the natural world in a way that felt both intimate and awe-inspiring. Despite its prominence, the Oracle of Dodona remains shrouded in mystery. How exactly did the priests interpret the rustling leaves? Were there specific patterns or sounds they listened for, or was their understanding more intuitive? And what role did the bronze cauldrons play in amplifying these divine messages? These questions have puzzled scholars for centuries, as no detailed records of the oracle's methods have survived. Some theories suggest that the priests may have used a form of coded language or symbolic interpretation, while others propose that the rustling leaves were merely a backdrop for more complex rituals. The truth is, we may never fully understand how the Oracle of Dodona worked, but its legacy endures as a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the divine and the natural world. As we move forward in our exploration of ancient oracle temples, we'll next delve into the enigmatic inscriptions of the Temple of Apollo at Didyma, where cryptic messages carved in stone continue to baffle historians. Join us as we uncover another layer of the ancient world's most enduring mysteries. Now, let's journey to the sun-drenched coast of western Turkey, where the Temple of Apollo at Didyma stands as a testament to ancient ingenuity and mystery. Unlike the whispering oaks of Dodona, the oracle here communicated through cryptic inscriptions carved into stone, leaving behind a puzzle that has baffled historians for centuries. These inscriptions, etched into the temple's walls and columns, are more than just words. They are a window into the spiritual and intellectual world of the ancient Greeks. The Temple of Apollo at Didyma was one of the most significant oracular sites in the ancient world, second only to Delphi. Pilgrims from across the Mediterranean would travel here to seek guidance from the god Apollo, whose prophecies were delivered through the temple's priests. But unlike the spoken oracles of other sites, Didyma's messages were often written down, preserved in stone for future generations to ponder. The problem: many of these inscriptions are so cryptic that even the most skilled linguists and historians struggle to decipher their true meanings. One of the most intriguing aspects of these inscriptions is their use of symbolic language. Some texts appear to be straightforward prayers or dedications, while others are filled with metaphors, riddles, and references to mythological events. For example, one inscription speaks of a golden thread connecting the heavens and the earth, a phrase that has been interpreted in countless ways. Is it a metaphor for divine communication, a reference to celestial navigation, or something entirely different? The ambiguity is part of what makes these inscriptions so fascinating and so frustrating for researchers. Adding to the challenge is the fact that many of the inscriptions are incomplete or damaged. Over the centuries, earthquakes, wars, and the passage of time have taken their toll on the temple, leaving behind fragments of text that are difficult to piece together. Historians must rely on educated guesses and cross-references with other ancient texts to fill in the gaps, a process that is as much art as it is science. Another layer of complexity comes from the cultural context of the inscriptions. The Temple of Apollo at Didyma was not just a religious site, it was also a center of learning and intellectual exchange. The priests who served here were highly educated, and their writings often reflect a deep knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy. This means that deciphering the inscriptions requires not only linguistic expertise, but also an understanding of the broader intellectual currents of the ancient world. Despite these challenges, historians have made some remarkable discoveries. For instance, some inscriptions appear to contain detailed instructions for rituals or ceremonies, offering a rare glimpse into the religious practices of the time. Others seem to encode prophecies or warnings, though their exact meanings remain elusive. Each new interpretation brings us closer to understanding the world of the ancient Greeks, but it also raises new questions, ensuring that the Temple of Apollo at Didyma remains a source of endless fascination. As we continue our exploration of ancient oracle temples, we'll next uncover the terrifying rituals of the lost Oracle of Trophonius, where seekers ventured into the depths of the earth to receive visions from the gods. Join us as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the ancient world. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most enigmatic and unsettling oracles of the ancient world, the lost Oracle of Trophonius. Nestled in the rugged landscape of Boeotia, Greece, this oracle was unlike any other. Here, seekers didn't simply listen to prophecies or interpret cryptic inscriptions. They descended into the earth itself, facing a series of terrifying rituals designed to bring them face to face with the divine. The experience was so intense that it left many who underwent it forever changed, both mentally and spiritually. The journey to consult the Oracle of Trophonius began with a series of purification rituals. Seekers would spend days fasting, bathing in sacred springs, and offering sacrifices to the gods. These preparations were not just physical but also psychological, as the priests believed that only those who were spiritually ready could endure what lay ahead. Once deemed prepared, the seeker would be led to a dark, narrow cave, said to be the entrance to the underworld. This was no ordinary cave. It was believed to be the very dwelling place of Trophonius, a legendary figure who had been transformed into a divine oracle after his death. The descent into the cave was the most harrowing part of the ritual. Seekers would enter alone, crawling through tight passages in complete darkness, unsure of what awaited them. The experience was designed to induce a state of heightened fear and disorientation, breaking down the seeker's sense of reality. Some accounts describe strange sounds, sudden gusts of wind, and even visions of shadowy figures, all of which added to the overwhelming sense of dread. It was in this altered state of consciousness that the seeker would supposedly receive their vision, a message from Trophonius himself, often delivered in the form of a dream or hallucination. The psychological impact of these rituals cannot be overstated. Ancient sources describe how those who emerged from the cave were often unable to speak or move for hours, their minds still reeling from the experience. Some were said to have lost their ability to laugh altogether, earning the oracle the nickname, the Cave of Forgetfulness. Yet, despite the trauma, many seekers considered the ordeal worthwhile, believing that the visions they received held profound truths about their lives and destinies. From a spiritual perspective, the rituals of Trophonius offer a fascinating glimpse into the ancient understanding of the human psyche. The oracle's methods suggest a deep awareness of the power of fear and altered states of consciousness to unlock hidden knowledge. By pushing seekers to their limits, the priests of Trophonius created a space where the boundaries between the physical and spiritual worlds blurred, allowing for direct communication with the divine. This blend of psychological manipulation and spiritual revelation makes the Oracle of Trophonius one of the most intriguing and unsettling mysteries of the ancient world. As we move forward, we'll explore another oracle shrouded in legend and fear, the Oracle of Ammon in the Siwa Oasis, where prophecies were said to come with a price. Join us as we uncover the curses and warnings that surrounded this enigmatic site. Now, let's journey to the sun-scorched sands of Egypt, where the Oracle of Ammon in the Siwa Oasis held sway over the ancient world. This oracle, dedicated to the god Ammon, often associated with Zeus in Greek mythology, was renowned not only for its prophecies but also for the ominous curses said to follow those who dared to defy its words. The Siwa Oasis, a lush haven in the midst of the desert, became a place of both reverence and fear, where the line between divine favor and divine wrath was perilously thin. The Oracle of Ammon gained its reputation as a place of immense power, drawing seekers from across the ancient world, including the famous visit by Alexander the Great. According to legend, Alexander traveled to Siwa to confirm his divine lineage. and the oracle's affirmation played a crucial role in solidifying his claim to be the son of Zeus Ammon. But while the oracle's blessings could elevate kings and conquerors, its curses were equally potent. Those who ignored or challenged its prophecies were said to face dire consequences, often in the form of personal ruin, political downfall, or even death. One of the most chilling accounts of these curses involves the Persian king Cambyses II. After conquering Egypt, Cambyses sent an army to destroy the Oracle of Ammon, reportedly out of anger over a prophecy that did not favor him. However, the army vanished without a trace in the desert, swallowed by the sands. Ancient historians like Herodotus attributed this disaster to the wrath of Ammon, claiming that the god had cursed Cambyses for his arrogance. Whether this was a literal curse or a cautionary tale, the story underscores the oracle's fearsome reputation. Another tale tells of a wealthy merchant who sought the oracle's guidance but chose to disregard its warning about a risky trade venture. Soon after, his ships were lost in a storm and his fortune crumbled. The merchant's downfall was seen as a direct result of defying the oracle's prophecy, reinforcing the belief that Ammon's words were not to be taken lightly. These stories, whether rooted in fact or embellished by time, highlight the profound impact the oracle had on the lives of those who sought its counsel. The curses of the Oracle of Ammon also extended to the political realm. Leaders who ignored its prophecies often found their reigns plagued by rebellion, betrayal, or military defeat. The oracle's influence was so great that even the threat of a curse could sway decisions, making it a powerful tool in the hands of its priests. This blend of spiritual authority and political clout made the Oracle of Ammon one of the most feared and respected institutions of the ancient world. As we reflect on the legacy of the Oracle of Ammon, it's clear that its curses were more than just superstition. They were a reflection of the deep-seated belief in the power of the divine to shape human destiny. Whether through divine intervention or the psychological weight of its prophecies, the oracle's influence was undeniable. Next, we'll explore the prophetic visions of the Cumean Sibyl, a figure whose prophecies shaped the course of Roman history. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets of this legendary oracle. Turning our gaze now to the shores of Italy, we encounter the enigmatic figure of the Cumean Sibyl, a prophetess whose visions and writings left an indelible mark on Roman mythology and history. Nestled near the ancient city of Cumae, close to modern-day Naples, this oracle was said to possess the gift of prophecy, delivering messages from the gods that shaped the fate of nations. Unlike many oracles who spoke in riddles, the Cumean Sibyl was believed to have recorded her prophecies in a collection of texts known as the Sibylline Books, which became a cornerstone of Roman religious and political life. The legend of the Cumean Sibyl is steeped in mystery and grandeur. According to myth, she was granted immortality by Apollo, the god of prophecy, but her eternal life came with a tragic twist. She failed to ask for eternal youth, and as the centuries passed, her body withered away, leaving only her voice to carry her prophecies. This haunting image of the Sibyl, shriveled yet enduring, became a powerful symbol of the relentless passage of time and the weight of divine knowledge. The Sibylline books attributed to her were said to contain predictions of great events, including wars, plagues, and the rise and fall of empires. These texts were so revered that they were kept in the Temple of Jupiter on Rome's Capitoline Hill, consulted only in times of crisis. Roman leaders turned to the books for guidance, believing that the Sibyl's words could avert disaster or secure divine favor. One famous example is the story of how the books were consulted during the Second Punic War, when Rome faced the threat of Hannibal's invasion. The prophecies reportedly advised the Romans to adopt certain rituals, which they followed, ultimately contributing to their victory. The Cumean Sibyl also played a pivotal role in Roman mythology through her connection to Aeneas, the legendary founder of Rome. In Virgil's epic poem, the Aeneid, the Sibyl guides Aeneas through the underworld, helping him to understand his destiny and the future greatness of Rome. This literary portrayal cemented her status as a bridge between the mortal and divine realms, a figure whose wisdom illuminated the path to Rome's founding and its eventual dominance. Despite her prominence, much about the Cumaean Sibyl remains shrouded in mystery. The original Sibylline books were lost in a fire in 83 BCE, and while replacements were created, their authenticity was always questioned. Yet, the legacy of the Sibyl endured, influencing not only Roman religion but also later Christian traditions. Early Christians saw her prophecies as foreshadowing the coming of Christ, and her image was often depicted in medieval art as a symbol of divine wisdom. The Cumaean Sibyl's story is a testament to the enduring power of prophecy and the human desire to seek guidance from forces beyond our understanding. Her visions, whether real or imagined, shaped the course of history, leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire. As we move forward, we'll delve into the unique divination practices of the Oracle of Claros, where sacred waters played a central role in unlocking the secrets of the future. Stay with us as we uncover the mysteries of this ancient oracle. Now, let us journey to the ancient city of Claros, where the Oracle of Apollo practiced a form of divination unlike any other. At the heart of this oracle's rituals was a sacred spring, whose waters were believed to hold the power to unlock visions of the future. The priests of Claros, known as the Theopropoi, would drink from this spring, entering a trance-like state that allowed them to channel the voice of Apollo himself. This practice, both mystical and enigmatic, has fascinated historians and scientists alike, offering a unique glimpse into the intersection of spirituality and ancient science. The process of divination at Claros was deeply ritualistic. Before drinking the sacred water, the priests would undergo purification rites, ensuring they were spiritually prepared to receive the gods' messages. Once they drank, they would enter a state of ecstasy, delivering prophecies in a voice that was said to be otherworldly. These prophecies were often cryptic, requiring interpretation by other priests or temple officials. The sacred spring itself was believed to be a direct conduit to Apollo, its waters imbued with divine energy that could reveal hidden truths. From a scientific perspective, the rituals at Claros have sparked intriguing theories. Some researchers suggest that the sacred water may have contained natural substances with psychoactive properties, such as minerals or plant compounds, which could have induced altered states of consciousness. Others propose that the priests' trance-like states were the result of psychological conditioning, heightened by the intense spiritual atmosphere of the temple. The combination of fasting, chanting, and the anticipation of divine revelation may have created a powerful psychological effect, allowing the priests to access visions that felt genuinely prophetic. On the mystical side, the rituals at Claros were seen as a direct connection to the divine. The sacred spring was not just a source of water but a portal to the realm of the gods. The act of drinking the water symbolized a merging of the human and divine, with the priests serving as vessels for Apollo's wisdom. This belief in the transformative power of the sacred spring reflects a broader ancient understanding of water as a life-giving and purifying force, capable of bridging the gap between the mortal and immortal worlds. The Oracle of Claros also played a significant role in the political and social life of the ancient world. Leaders and individuals from across the Mediterranean would travel to Claros seeking guidance, trusting in the oracle's ability to reveal the will of the gods. The prophecies delivered here influenced decisions ranging from matters of state to personal dilemmas, underscoring the oracle's importance as a source of divine authority. Despite the passage of time, the mysteries of Claros continue to captivate us. The blend of science and spirituality in its rituals raises profound questions about the nature of prophecy and the human mind. Were the visions of the priests truly divine, or were they the product of ancient techniques for altering consciousness? The answer may lie somewhere in between, in the delicate balance between belief and biology that defined the ancient world. As we leave the sacred waters of Claros behind, we turn our attention to the cryptic symbols and carvings of the Oracle of Apollo at Patara, where another layer of ancient mystery awaits. Join us as we explore the enigmatic messages left behind by this lesser-known oracle and uncover the secrets hidden within its temple walls. Now, let us venture to the sun-drenched shores of ancient Patara, where the Temple of Apollo stands as a testament to the mysteries of the past. Here, the oracle's secrets are etched not in words, but in cryptic symbols and intricate carvings that have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. These enigmatic markings, scattered across the temple's walls and altars, offer a tantalizing glimpse into the rituals and beliefs of a civilization long gone. The symbols at Patara are unlike anything found at other oracular sites. Some resemble celestial patterns, with stars and crescent moons intertwined in elaborate designs. Others depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes, each seemingly imbued with a deeper meaning. Scholars have long debated the purpose of these carvings. Were they a form of sacred writing, a visual language meant to convey divine messages, or were they symbolic representations of the rituals performed within the temple, serving as a guide for priests and seekers alike? One of the most striking features of the Patara carvings is their connection to the natural world. Many of the symbols appear to mirror the cycles of the sun, moon, and stars, suggesting a deep understanding of astronomy among the ancient priests. This celestial imagery may have been used to mark significant dates or events, such as solstices or eclipses, which were believed to hold special spiritual significance. The alignment of the temple itself with these celestial phenomena further supports the idea that the symbols were part of a larger cosmological framework. Another intriguing aspect of the Patara carvings is their potential link to ancient rituals. Some symbols depict scenes of offerings with figures presenting gifts to the gods. Others show what appear to be processions or dances, possibly representing ceremonies performed to honor Apollo. These carvings provide valuable clues about the practices that took place within the temple, offering a window into the spiritual life of its inhabitants. The combination of ritualistic imagery and celestial symbolism suggests a complex interplay between the earthly and the divine, where human actions were seen as part of a greater cosmic order. The meaning of these symbols remains elusive, however. Without a written key or a clear historical record, interpreting them is a challenge. Some researchers believe the carvings may have served as a form of mnemonic device, helping priests remember the steps of complex rituals or the details of sacred stories. Others propose that the symbols were meant to be experienced rather than understood, their power lying in their ability to evoke a sense of awe and mystery. The Oracle of Apollo at Patara was not just a place of prophecy, but also a center of learning and artistic expression. The carvings reflect a sophisticated understanding of both the natural and spiritual worlds, blending art, science, and religion into a cohesive whole. This fusion of disciplines highlights the ingenuity of the ancient mind, capable of creating works that continue to inspire wonder and curiosity. As we ponder the mysteries of Patara's symbols, we are reminded of the enduring power of human creativity and the quest for meaning. These carvings, though silent, speak volumes about the beliefs and aspirations of those who carved them. They invite us to look beyond the surface, to explore the deeper connections between the past and the present, and to marvel at the ingenuity of a civilization that sought to capture the divine in stone. With the secrets of Patara still echoing in our minds, we now turn our attention to the Oracle of Branchidae, a site shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Join us as we uncover the story of this vanished oracle and the enigma of its sudden disappearance. Now, as we step away from the enigmatic carvings of Patara, we find ourselves drawn to one of the most perplexing mysteries of the ancient world, the sudden and complete disappearance of the Oracle of Branchidae. Unlike other oracular sites which left behind ruins or inscriptions to tell their stories, the Oracle of Branchidae seems to have vanished into thin air, leaving historians and archaeologists with more questions than answers. The Oracle of Branchidae, also known as the Didyma, was once a thriving center of prophecy and worship dedicated to Apollo. Located near the coast of modern-day Turkey, it was renowned for its grandeur and influence, attracting pilgrims and seekers from across the ancient world. Yet, at some point in history, this once great oracle simply ceased to exist. No records, no ruins, no clear explanation, just silence. One of the most compelling theories about its disappearance points to the Persian invasion of the region in the 5th century before the Common Era. According to historical accounts, the Persians, led by King Darius I, sacked and destroyed many Greek cities and temples during their campaigns. It's possible that the Oracle of Branchidae fell victim to this wave of destruction, its priests and followers either killed or driven away. However, this theory raises more questions than it answers. Why was there no attempt to rebuild the oracle, as was common with other sacred sites? And why are there no surviving records or artifacts to confirm its fate? Another intriguing possibility is that the oracle's downfall was tied to a loss of faith or a shift in religious practices. As new beliefs and cults emerged in the ancient world, older traditions sometimes faded into obscurity. Perhaps the Oracle of Branchidae, once a beacon of divine wisdom, simply lost its relevance over time. Yet, this explanation feels incomplete. Oracles like Delphi and Dodona endured for centuries, adapting to changing times. Why did Branchidae not follow the same path? Some scholars suggest that the oracle's disappearance may have been linked to natural disasters. The region is prone to earthquakes, and a catastrophic event could have destroyed the temple and its surrounding structures. Alternatively, rising sea levels or shifting coastlines might have submerged the site, hiding it beneath the waves. While these theories are plausible, they remain speculative without concrete evidence. The mystery deepens when we consider the possible locations of the oracle. Some believe it may have been located near the modern town of Didyma, where the Temple of Apollo at Didyma stands today. Others argue that it was situated further inland, in a region now lost to time. Excavations and surveys have yet to uncover definitive proof of its exact location, leaving the oracle's fate shrouded in uncertainty. What makes the disappearance of the Oracle of Branchidae so haunting is not just the lack of answers, but the sense of a story left unfinished. It's as if the oracle, once a vibrant voice of the divine, chose to retreat into silence, taking its secrets with it. This vanishing act challenges our understanding of history, reminding us that even the most powerful institutions of the ancient world were not immune to the passage of time. As we reflect on the mystery of Branchidae, we are reminded of the fragility of human endeavors and the enduring allure of the unknown. The oracle's story invites us to imagine what might have been, to piece together fragments of a past that refuses to reveal itself fully. And with this sense of wonder still lingering, we now turn our attention to the hidden chamber beneath the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, where the whispers of the gods may still echo. Now, as we leave the haunting silence of the Oracle of Branchidae behind, we journey to the heart of ancient Greece, where the grandeur of the Temple of Zeus at Olympia awaits. Here, beneath the towering columns and sacred altars, lies a hidden chamber that has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. This secret space, believed to be the place where the Oracle of Zeus received divine messages, holds clues to the spiritual and architectural brilliance of the ancient world. The Temple of Zeus at Olympia, one of the most revered sites in ancient Greece, was not just a place of worship but also a center of prophecy. At its core was a hidden chamber, a space so carefully concealed that its existence was known only to a select few. This chamber, often referred to as the Didyma, was where the oracle would retreat to commune with the gods. Unlike the public rituals and ceremonies held in the temple's grand halls, the activities within this chamber were shrouded in secrecy, adding to its mystique. The architectural design of the hidden chamber is a marvel in itself. Built deep beneath the temple, it was accessed through a series of narrow passageways and concealed entrances. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings and symbols, each believed to hold sacred meaning. Some scholars suggest that the chamber's layout was designed to amplify sound, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that enhanced the oracle's connection to the divine. Others propose that the chamber's alignment with celestial events such as the solstices played a role in its spiritual significance. One of the most intriguing aspects of the hidden chamber is the way it reflects the ancient Greeks' understanding of sacred spaces. The chamber was not merely a physical structure but a bridge between the mortal and divine realms. It was here that the oracle, often a priestess chosen for her purity and wisdom, would enter a trance-like state to receive messages from Zeus. These messages, delivered in cryptic language, were then interpreted and shared with those seeking guidance. The process was both awe-inspiring and enigmatic, leaving even the most skeptical observers in wonder. Yet, despite its importance, much about the hidden chamber remains a mystery. Archaeologists have uncovered fragments of its structure, but the full extent of its design and purpose is still unclear. Some believe that the chamber may have housed sacred artifacts or texts, while others speculate that it was used for rituals involving water or fire, elements often associated with divine communication. The lack of complete records from the time only deepens the intrigue, inviting us to imagine what secrets the chamber might still hold. The hidden chamber also raises questions about the role of oracles in ancient Greek society. Why was this space so carefully concealed? Was it to protect the sanctity of the oracle's visions, or to maintain the temple's authority over spiritual matters? The answers may lie in the broader context of ancient Greek religion, where oracles were seen as intermediaries between the human and divine worlds. The hidden chamber, then, was not just a physical space but a symbol of the profound connection between the gods and their followers. As we explore the mysteries of the hidden chamber, we are reminded of the ingenuity and devotion of the ancient Greeks. Their ability to create spaces that inspired both awe and reverence speaks to a deep understanding of the human need for connection to something greater. The chamber beneath the Temple of Zeus at Olympia stands as a testament to this legacy, a place where the whispers of the gods may still linger, waiting to be heard. With the echoes of Zeus's oracle still resonating, we now turn our attention to the prophetic dreams of the Oracle of Amphiaraus, where seekers slept in the temple to receive divine visions. Shifting our focus from the hidden chamber of Zeus, we now step into the realm of dreams and visions at the Oracle of Amphiaraus. Nestled in the heart of ancient Greece, this oracle offered a unique form of divination, one that unfolded not through cryptic words or sacred rituals, but through the mysterious world of sleep. Here, seekers would come to the temple, lie down in its sacred spaces, and await divine messages delivered through their dreams. The Oracle of Amphiaraus was unlike many other oracles of its time. Instead of relying on a priest or priestess to interpret the will of the gods, this oracle placed the power of prophecy directly into the hands, or rather, the minds of the seekers themselves. Those who came to the temple would undergo a ritual of purification, cleansing their bodies and minds to prepare for the sacred experience ahead. Once ready, they would recline in designated areas of the temple, often on the skins of sacrificed animals, and enter a state of deep sleep. It was believed that during this sleep, the gods would communicate through vivid, symbolic dreams. The practice of dream interpretation at Amphiaraus was deeply rooted in the ancient Greek belief that dreams were a bridge between the mortal and divine realms. The dreams experienced in the temple were not ordinary. They were thought to be direct messages from the gods, filled with symbols and imagery that required careful decoding. Upon waking, the seekers would share their dreams with the temple priests, who would then interpret the visions and provide guidance based on the divine messages they contained. This process was both personal and profound, as it allowed individuals to receive answers tailored to their specific questions or dilemmas. The temple itself was designed to enhance this spiritual experience. Its architecture and atmosphere were carefully crafted to create a sense of tranquility and sacredness, encouraging seekers to enter a receptive state of mind. The use of natural elements such as flowing water and fragrant herbs further heightened the sensory experience, making the temple a place where the boundary between the waking world and the dream world seemed to blur. Some accounts even suggest that the temple's location was chosen for its proximity to natural springs, which were believed to have healing and prophetic properties. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Oracle of Amphiaraus is the way it reflects the ancient Greeks' understanding of the subconscious mind. Long before modern psychology, they recognized the power of dreams as a tool for self-discovery and divine communication. The temple's rituals and practices reveal a sophisticated approach to spirituality, one that valued introspection and personal connection with the divine. For the seekers who visited, the experience was not just about receiving answers, but also about gaining insight into their own lives and destinies. Yet, despite its significance, much about the Oracle of Amphiaraus remains shrouded in mystery. The exact methods used to induce prophetic dreams, the specific symbols and their meanings, and even the identities of the priests who interpreted the visions are all subjects of speculation. What we do know, however, is that this oracle played a vital role in the spiritual lives of ancient Greeks, offering a unique and deeply personal form of divination that continues to captivate us today. As we leave the dream-filled halls of Amphiaraus behind, we turn our attention to the forgotten rituals of the Oracle of Apollo at Grynion, where fragmentary evidence offers tantalizing glimpses into a lost world of ancient prophecy. Now, as we journey from the dreamscapes of Amphiaraus, we arrive at the enigmatic Oracle of Apollo at Grynion, a site steeped in mystery and lost traditions. Located in what is now modern-day Turkey, this oracle once held a place of great importance in the ancient world, yet much of its history has faded into obscurity. Unlike the well-documented rituals of other oracles, the practices at Grynion remain elusive, pieced together only through scattered fragments of evidence. This makes the oracle a tantalizing puzzle for historians and archaeologists alike. The Oracle of Apollo at Grynion was one of many sanctuaries dedicated to the god of prophecy, but its unique rituals set it apart. While other oracles relied on priests, sacred springs, or dream interpretation, Grynion's methods of divination are largely unknown. What little we do know comes from inscriptions, ancient texts, and archaeological findings, which offer only glimpses into its practices. These fragments suggest that the oracle's rituals were deeply tied to the natural landscape, with the temple possibly incorporating elements like sacred groves or natural springs into its ceremonies. However, the specifics of these rituals, how they were performed, who participated, and what they signified remain shrouded in mystery. One of the greatest challenges in understanding Grynion lies in the scarcity of surviving evidence. Unlike Delphi or Dodona, which left behind extensive records and artifacts, Grynion's legacy is far more fragmented. The temple itself has been largely lost to time, with only traces of its foundations and a few inscriptions remaining. These inscriptions, often incomplete or damaged, provide cryptic clues about the oracle's role and practices. For example, some texts mention offerings made to Apollo, while others refer to sacred processions or festivals. Yet, without a fuller picture, historians are left to speculate about the details. Adding to the complexity is the fact that Grynion's rituals may have evolved over time. As with many ancient sites, the practices at the oracle likely changed in response to shifting cultural, political, and religious influences. This means that even if we could reconstruct one era's rituals, they might not reflect the oracle's entire history. The challenge, then, is not only to piece together the fragments, but also to understand how they fit into the broader tapestry of the oracle's existence. Despite these challenges, the Oracle of Apollo at Grynion offers a fascinating window into the diversity of ancient divination practices. Its lost rituals remind us that not all oracles followed the same path. Each had its own unique methods and traditions, shaped by its environment and community. The mystery of Grynion also underscores the fragility of history, as so much of what once was can be lost to time, leaving us with only tantalizing fragments to ponder. As we leave the enigmatic ruins of Grynion behind, we turn our attention to another site steeped in mystery, the destroyed Temple of Apollo at Abe, where the oracle's role in ancient Greek politics adds yet another layer of intrigue to our exploration. Moving from the fragmented mysteries of Grynion, we now find ourselves standing before the haunting ruins of the Temple of Apollo at Abe, a site that once played a pivotal role in the political and spiritual life of ancient Greece. Unlike many other oracles, Abe's story is not just one of prophecy and ritual but also of power, conflict, and destruction. The temple, located in the region of Phocis, was a revered sanctuary where leaders and citizens alike sought divine guidance. Yet its fate was sealed by the tumultuous events of history, leaving behind a legacy as enigmatic as it is tragic. The Temple of Apollo at Abe was more than just a place of worship, it was a political powerhouse. In a world where religion and governance were deeply intertwined, the oracle's pronouncements carried immense weight. Kings, generals, and city-states would consult the oracle before making critical decisions, from waging wars to forming alliances. The prophecies delivered here could sway the course of history, making Abe a key player in the complex web of ancient Greek politics, but with such influence came vulnerability. The temple's prominence made it a target during times of conflict, particularly during the Persian Wars and later during the Sacred Wars, when rival factions sought to control or destroy it. The destruction of the Temple of Apollo at Abe remains one of the great unsolved puzzles of ancient history. While some accounts attribute its ruin to the Persian invasion in the 5th century BCE, others point to the later conflicts between Greek city-states. What is clear is that the temple was not merely a casualty of war but a symbol of the shifting tides of power. Its destruction marked the end of an era as the political landscape of Greece evolved and the influence of oracles began to wane. Today, the ruins of Abe stand as a silent testament to this turbulent past, offering archaeologists and historians tantalizing clues about its final days. One of the most intriguing aspects of Abe's story is the role of its oracle in shaping political decisions. Unlike the cryptic prophecies of Delphi, the messages from Abe were often direct and actionable, reflecting the high stakes of the political climate. For example, it is said that the oracle advised the Phocians during their resistance against the Persians, offering both spiritual and strategic guidance. This blend of divine authority and practical counsel made Abe a unique institution, one that bridged the gap between the sacred and the secular. Yet, this very role may have contributed to its downfall, as rival factions sought to eliminate a source of power they could not control. The ruins of Abe also raise questions about the nature of ancient Greek religion and its relationship to politics. The temple's destruction was not just a physical loss but a symbolic one, signaling a shift in how people viewed the divine and its role in their lives. As the political landscape of Greece became more fragmented, the unifying power of oracles like Abe diminished, leaving behind a void that would eventually be filled by new forms of governance and belief. This transition is reflected in the scattered remains of the temple, which offer glimpses of a world where gods and mortals were deeply interconnected. As we leave the ruins of Abe behind, we are reminded of the fragility of history and the enduring mysteries that lie buried beneath the sands of time. The story of this once great oracle is a testament to the complex interplay of faith, power, and conflict, a puzzle that continues to captivate and challenge us. And now, as we turn our gaze to the next chapter of our journey, we find ourselves drawn to the Temple of Apollo at Baffling, where an unusual architectural alignment hints at yet another layer of ancient mystery waiting to be unraveled. As we step away from the ruins of Abi, our journey now takes us to the Temple of Apollo at Bassae, a site that stands out not only for its remote location but also for its peculiar architectural alignment. Nestled high in the mountains of Arcadia, this temple is a marvel of ancient engineering, but it's the unusual orientation of its structure that has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. Unlike most Greek temples, which are aligned east to west, the Temple of Apollo at Bassae faces north to south, a design choice that has sparked endless speculation about its purpose and significance. The north-south alignment of the temple is particularly intriguing because it deviates from the traditional solar orientation seen in other Greek sanctuaries. Many ancient temples were built to align with the rising or setting sun during significant celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes, as a way to honor the gods and mark the passage of time. But at Bassae, the architects chose a different path, literally and figuratively. This unusual alignment has led some scholars to suggest that the temple was designed to align with specific stars or constellations, perhaps as part of a larger celestial calendar or ritual practice. Could the temple have been a kind of ancient observatory where priests tracked the movements of the heavens to predict events or divine the will of the gods? Another theory proposes that the alignment was tied to the local landscape and its spiritual significance. The temple is situated in a rugged, mountainous region, and its orientation may have been chosen to align with prominent natural features, such as nearby peaks or sacred springs. In this view, the temple's design reflects a deep connection between the divine and the natural world, with the landscape itself serving as a kind of sacred map. This idea is supported by the fact that the temple's remote location would have made it a place of pilgrimage, where seekers could commune with the gods in a setting that felt both awe-inspiring and otherworldly. The purpose of the temple's alignment may also be linked to its dedication to Apollo Epikurios, or Apollo the Helper. This epithet suggests that the temple was a place of healing and protection, where worshippers sought divine intervention in times of crisis. Some researchers believe that the unusual alignment was intended to channel celestial energies or divine favor, creating a space where the boundaries between the mortal and the divine were especially thin. This theory is bolstered by the temple's unique architectural features, including its intricate friezes and the use of different orders of columns, which may have been designed to enhance the spiritual experience of those who visited. Despite these theories, the true purpose of the Temple of Apollo at Bassae's alignment remains a mystery. What we do know is that this temple represents a fascinating blend of innovation and tradition, a place where ancient architects pushed the boundaries of their craft to create something truly extraordinary. Its unusual design challenges our understanding of ancient Greek religion and architecture, inviting us to consider the many ways in which the ancients sought to connect with the divine. As we leave the Temple of Apollo at Bassae behind, we are reminded once again of the ingenuity and creativity of the ancient world. This temple, with its enigmatic alignment and remote setting, stands as a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity and the desire to understand the mysteries of the universe. And now, as we turn our attention to the next chapter of our journey, we find ourselves drawn to the healing sanctuary of the Oracle of Apollo at Cyrene, where the blending of medicine and mysticism offers yet another glimpse into the complex world of ancient oracles. Now, as we journey from the enigmatic alignment of the Temple of Apollo at Bassae, we find ourselves stepping into the realm of healing and divine intervention at the Oracle of Apollo at Cyrene. Nestled in the fertile lands of ancient Libya, this sanctuary was renowned not only for its prophetic powers but also for its remarkable healing rituals, which blended the practical knowledge of medicine with the mystical traditions of the oracle. At the heart of the Oracle of Apollo at Cyrene was a belief in the god's ability to heal both body and soul. Worshippers from across the ancient world would travel to this sacred site, seeking relief from ailments and guidance in times of crisis. The rituals performed here were deeply rooted in the idea that Apollo, as a god of healing, could channel his divine power through the oracle to restore health and balance. But what made this oracle unique was its integration of medical practices with spiritual rites, creating a holistic approach to healing that was ahead of its time. One of the most fascinating aspects of the healing rituals at Cyrene was the use of medicinal plants and herbs which were believed to carry the blessings of Apollo. Priests and healers at the sanctuary would carefully prepare remedies using local flora, combining their knowledge of botany with prayers and invocations to the god. These remedies were often administered in conjunction with purification rituals, where seekers would bathe in sacred springs or undergo symbolic cleansing to prepare their bodies and minds for the healing process. This combination of physical and spiritual care highlights the ancient understanding of health as a balance between the material and the divine. The sanctuary also served as a place of education, where aspiring healers could learn the art of medicine under the guidance of the oracle's priests. These students were taught not only the practical skills of diagnosing and treating illnesses, but also the spiritual principles that underpinned their craft. They learned to interpret dreams and omens as messages from Apollo, using these insights to guide their treatments. This blend of empirical knowledge and mystical intuition reflects the ancient belief that true healing required an understanding of both the seen and the unseen worlds. Another intriguing feature of the Oracle of Apollo at Cyrene was its emphasis on mental and emotional well-being. The sanctuary offered a space for seekers to reflect on their lives and seek guidance in overcoming personal struggles. Through dream interpretation and prophetic visions, the oracle provided insights that helped individuals navigate their challenges and find inner peace. This focus on the mind and spirit as integral parts of the healing process underscores the holistic nature of the sanctuary's practices. Despite the passage of centuries, the legacy of the Oracle of Apollo at Cyrene continues to inspire. Its innovative approach to healing, which seamlessly wove together medicine and mysticism, offers a glimpse into the sophisticated understanding of health and wellness in the ancient world. As we leave this sanctuary behind, we are reminded of the enduring human quest for healing and the timeless belief in the power of the divine to restore and transform. With the mysteries of Cyrene's healing rituals still lingering in our thoughts, we now turn our attention to the sacred spring at the Temple of Apollo in Didyma, where the interplay of geology and spirituality reveals yet another layer of ancient wisdom. As we move from the healing sanctuary of Cyrene, our journey now takes us to the Temple of Apollo in Didyma, Turkey, where the sacred spring holds a central place in the oracle's mystical practices. This natural spring, bubbling up from the earth, was not just a source of water but a gateway to the divine, believed to carry messages from Apollo himself. The interplay between the geological marvel of the spring and its spiritual significance offers a fascinating glimpse into how the ancient world viewed the connection between nature and the gods. The sacred spring at Didyma was more than just a physical feature of the temple. It was a vital part of the oracle's rituals. Seekers who came to the temple would often drink from the spring or bathe in its waters as part of their purification process before consulting the oracle. This act of cleansing was thought to prepare the individual to receive Apollo's wisdom, clearing both body and mind of impurities that might cloud their understanding. The spring's waters were seen as a conduit for divine energy, capable of enhancing the seeker's receptivity to prophetic visions. Geologically, the spring's origins are as intriguing as its spiritual role. Located in a region rich with underground water sources, the spring likely emerged from a network of natural aquifers, fed by rainwater filtering through the limestone bedrock. This geological process, while explainable by modern science, was interpreted by the ancients as a sign of Apollo's presence. The constant flow of water, seemingly endless and pure, symbolized the god's eternal wisdom and life-giving power. For the priests and worshippers at Didyma, the spring was a tangible manifestation of the divine, a reminder that the gods were not distant but intimately connected to the natural world. The spiritual significance of the spring extended beyond its use in purification rituals. It was also believed to be a site where Apollo communicated directly with his priests. According to ancient accounts, the spring's waters would sometimes ripple or change in ways that were interpreted as signs from the god. These subtle movements, whether caused by natural phenomena or human intervention, were carefully observed and decoded by the oracle's attendants. The spring became a living oracle in its own right, its waters serving as a medium through which Apollo's will could be discerned. The Temple of Apollo at Didyma itself was designed to highlight the importance of the sacred spring. The temple's layout directed visitors toward the spring, emphasizing its role as the heart of the sanctuary. Pilgrims would walk through grand colonnades and courtyards, their journey culminating at the spring where they would offer prayers and seek guidance. This architectural focus underscores the centrality of the spring in the temple's spiritual life, blending the natural and the sacred in a way that was both awe-inspiring and deeply personal. As we reflect on the sacred spring at Didyma, we are reminded of the ancient belief in the interconnectedness of all things. The spring was not just a geological feature or a spiritual tool. It was a bridge between the human and the divine, a place where the mysteries of the earth and the heavens converged. Its waters, flowing endlessly, carried with them the hopes, fears, and prayers of countless seekers, each one seeking a glimpse of Apollo's wisdom. With the sacred spring's mysteries still echoing in our minds, we now turn to the Oracle of Apollo at Hierapolis, where toxic vapors and their role in divination reveal yet another layer of ancient ingenuity and spiritual practice. Now, as we journey from the sacred springs of Didyma, we arrive at the Temple of Apollo in Hierapolis, where the air itself seemed to hold the secrets of the divine. Here, the oracle's rituals were intertwined with the presence of toxic vapors, a phenomenon that both fascinated and terrified ancient seekers. These vapors, rising from the earth, were believed to be a direct conduit to Apollo, offering visions and prophecies to those who dared to breathe them in. But what exactly were these mysterious fumes, and how did they shape the oracle's practices? The toxic vapors at Hierapolis were no ordinary gases. Emerging from deep within the earth, they were rich in carbon dioxide and other noxious substances, creating an environment that could be deadly if not approached with caution. Ancient priests, however, saw these vapors as a gift from the gods. They believed that inhaling the fumes would induce a trance-like state, allowing the oracle to commune with Apollo and receive his messages. This practice, while perilous, was seen as a sacred act, a way to bridge the gap between the mortal and the divine. From a scientific perspective, the vapors were the result of geological activity beneath Hierapolis. The region sits atop a network of fault lines where underground gases escape to the surface. These gases, particularly carbon dioxide, can cause dizziness, hallucinations, and even unconsciousness when inhaled in large quantities. For the ancient priests, these effects were interpreted as signs of divine intervention. The oracle, often a priestess, would descend into a small chamber known as the plutonium, where the concentration of gases was highest. There, she would breathe in the vapors, entering a state of altered consciousness that was believed to reveal Apollo's will. The mystical interpretation of these vapors was deeply rooted in the ancient worldview. The Greeks saw the earth as a living entity filled with the breath of the gods. The toxic fumes at Hierapolis were thought to be the exhalations of the underworld, a place where the boundaries between life and death, the human and the divine, were blurred. By exposing themselves to these vapors, the priests and oracles sought to tap into this otherworldly energy, gaining insights that were otherwise inaccessible. The rituals at Hierapolis were not without risk. Historical accounts suggest that the oracle's attendants took great care to protect her from the most dangerous effects of the vapors. Some sources describe the use of masks or other protective measures. while others suggest that the oracle's trance was carefully monitored to ensure her safety. Despite these precautions, the practice was inherently dangerous, a testament to the lengths the ancients were willing to go in their quest for divine knowledge. The Temple of Apollo at Hierapolis was designed to harness the power of these vapors. The plutonium, a subterranean chamber, was the focal point of the temple's rituals. Pilgrims would gather above, watching as the oracle descended into the chamber, emerging later with prophecies that could shape the fate of nations. The temple's architecture, with its grand columns and intricate carvings, served to amplify the sense of awe and reverence surrounding the oracle's revelations. As we explore the mysteries of Hierapolis, we are reminded of the ingenuity and courage of the ancient world. The use of toxic vapors in divination may seem strange or even reckless to modern eyes, but for the people of Hierapolis, it was a profound expression of their faith. The vapors were not just a natural phenomenon, they were a bridge to the divine, a way to glimpse the hidden workings of the universe. With the enigmatic vapors of Hierapolis still lingering in our thoughts, we now turn to the Oracle of Apollo at Claros, where music and chanting played a central role in connecting mortals to the divine. Leaving behind the intoxicating vapors of Hierapolis, we now find ourselves at the Oracle of Apollo at Claros, where the air was filled not with fumes, but with the resonant power of music and chanting. Here, sound itself was considered a sacred force, a medium through which mortals could reach out to the divine. The rituals at Claros were unlike any other, blending melody, rhythm, and voice into a symphony of spiritual connection. At the heart of the oracle's practices was the belief that music and chanting could elevate the human spirit, opening pathways to Apollo's wisdom. The priests and priestesses of Claros used carefully composed hymns and chants to create an atmosphere of reverence and focus. These musical elements were not mere accompaniments to the rituals, they were central to the process of divination. The rhythmic patterns and melodic phrases were thought to harmonize with the vibrations of the cosmos, aligning the participants with the divine will. The temple at Claros was designed to amplify these auditory experiences. Its architecture, with its carefully calculated acoustics, ensured that every note and chant resonated deeply within the sacred space. Pilgrims who came to seek the oracle's guidance would often describe the experience as transcendent, as if the music itself carried them into a higher state of awareness. The combination of sound and sacred space created an environment where the boundary between the earthly and the divine seemed to dissolve. The role of the oracle at Claros was unique. Unlike other oracles who relied on trances or visions, the priestess here would often deliver her prophecies in a melodic, almost song-like manner. This practice underscored the belief that the divine message was not just heard but felt through the vibrations of sound. The prophecies themselves were often poetic, their meanings layered and open to interpretation, much like the music that inspired them. From a historical perspective, the use of music in religious rituals was not uncommon in the ancient world. However, the Oracle of Apollo at Claros took this practice to a new level, integrating it fully into the process of divination. The hymns and chants were carefully preserved and passed down through generations, ensuring that each performance carried the weight of tradition and the power of collective belief. The connection between sound and spirituality at Claros offers a fascinating glimpse into the ancient understanding of the universe. For the people of Claros, music was more than an art form. It was a bridge to the divine, a way to tap into the rhythms of creation itself. The oracle's prophecies, delivered through song, were seen as echoes of Apollo's voice, resonating through the fabric of reality. As we reflect on the musical prophecies of Claros, we are reminded of the enduring power of sound to inspire, transform, and connect. The rituals here may have faded into history, but the idea that music can elevate the human spirit remains as relevant today as it was in ancient times. With the echoes of Claros still lingering in our minds, we now turn to the next mystery, where celestial alignments and divine messages intertwine in unexpected ways. As we leave the melodic echoes of Claros behind, our journey now takes us to the sun-drenched shores of Patara, where the Temple of Apollo stands as a testament to the ancient world's fascination with celestial phenomena. Here, the alignment of the temple with the sun reveals a profound connection between architecture, astronomy, and prophecy. The priests of Patara were not only spiritual guides but also keen observers of the heavens, using their knowledge to unlock the secrets of the divine. The Temple of Apollo at Patara was meticulously designed to align with the sun during specific times of the year, particularly during solstices and equinoxes. These alignments were not accidental. They were deliberate acts of engineering that reflected the priests' deep understanding of the sun's movements. As the sun rose or set in perfect alignment with the temple's central axis, it would illuminate specific areas of the sanctuary, creating dramatic visual effects that were believed to carry symbolic meaning. For the ancient worshippers, these moments were seen as direct communications from Apollo himself, a celestial nod of approval or warning. The solar alignments at Patara were more than just awe-inspiring spectacles. They were integral to the oracle's prophetic practices. The priests interpreted the interplay of light and shadow within the temple as a form of divine language. For example, the way sunlight fell on certain carvings or altars at specific times of the year was thought to reveal hidden messages or foreshadow future events. This practice required not only spiritual insight but also a sophisticated grasp of astronomy, as the priests had to predict the sun's exact position with remarkable precision. The astronomical knowledge of the priests at Patara was truly remarkable for its time. They understood the cyclical nature of the sun's path across the sky and used this knowledge to create a calendar that guided both religious and agricultural activities. This calendar was not just a practical tool, it was a sacred text, a way of aligning human life with the rhythms of the cosmos. The temple itself became a kind of celestial clock, marking the passage of time and the changing of seasons with its solar alignments. What makes the Oracle of Apollo at Patara particularly fascinating is the way it blends science and spirituality. The priests here were not merely passive recipients of divine messages. They actively sought to understand the natural world as a means of accessing the divine. Their ability to predict solar events and interpret their significance demonstrates a level of intellectual sophistication that challenges modern assumptions about ancient cultures. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge, whether scientific or spiritual, has always been a deeply human endeavor. As we reflect on the solar alignments of Patara, we are reminded of the enduring human desire to find meaning in the cosmos. The temple's connection to the sun speaks to a universal longing to understand our place in the universe and to seek guidance from forces greater than ourselves. With the sun's rays still illuminating the mysteries of Patara, we now turn our attention to the next puzzle, where animal sacrifices and divine messages intertwine in unexpected ways. Moving from the celestial alignments of Patara, we now journey to the rugged landscapes of Thun, where the Oracle of Apollo reveals a different kind of mystery, one rooted in the ancient practice of animal sacrifice. At the Temple of Apollo in Thun, Greece, these rituals were not merely acts of devotion but profound expressions of the relationship between humans, the divine, and the natural world. The sacrifices performed here were deeply symbolic, serving as a bridge between the earthly and the spiritual realms. The Oracle of Apollo at Thun was renowned for its use of animal sacrifices as a means of communication with the gods. These rituals were carefully orchestrated, with specific animals chosen based on their symbolic meanings. For instance, goats, sheep, and bulls were commonly offered, each representing different aspects of life, fertility, and strength. The act of sacrifice was seen as a way to honor Apollo and seek his favor, but it also carried a deeper spiritual significance. By offering something of value, the worshippers demonstrated their humility and dependence on the divine. The process of sacrifice was highly ritualized, involving prayers, chants, and precise ceremonial actions. the animal was first purified, often with water or incense, to prepare it for the sacred act. Then it was led to the altar, where the priest would perform the sacrifice in a manner that was both reverent and deliberate. The blood of the animal, considered a life force, was collected and used in various rituals, while the meat was often shared among the worshippers in a communal feast. This act of sharing symbolized unity and the collective participation in the divine exchange. The symbolism of animal sacrifices at Thun extended beyond the physical act itself. The shedding of blood was believed to release spiritual energy, creating a connection between the worshippers and the gods. It was thought that through this act, Apollo's presence could be invoked and his messages could be received more clearly. The priests interpreted the behavior of the animals before the sacrifice, as well as the appearance of their entrails, as omens that revealed the will of the gods. This practice, known as haruspicy, was a key element of the oracle's prophetic rituals. The spiritual significance of these sacrifices also lay in their cyclical nature. Just as the seasons changed and life renewed itself, the act of sacrifice symbolized the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. It was a reminder of the fragility of life and the need for balance between giving and receiving. For the ancient Greeks, this balance was essential to maintaining harmony with the divine and ensuring the prosperity of their communities. What makes the Oracle of Apollo at Thun particularly intriguing is the way it intertwines the practical and the mystical. While the sacrifices served a clear religious purpose, they also reflected the community's understanding of the natural world and their place within it. The rituals were not just about appeasing the gods, but about fostering a deeper connection to the forces that governed their lives. As we reflect on the animal sacrifices of Thun, we are reminded of the complex ways in which ancient cultures sought to understand and interact with the divine. These practices, though distant from our modern world, offer a glimpse into the spiritual mindset of the past, where every act was imbued with meaning and every offering was a step closer to the gods. With the echoes of these ancient rituals still lingering, we now turn to the next puzzle, where lost texts and forgotten knowledge await our discovery. As we leave behind the sacred rituals of Thun, our journey now takes us to the enigmatic ruins of Thyraion, where the whispers of lost texts beckon us to uncover their secrets. The Oracle of Apollo at Thyraion, nestled in the heart of ancient Greece, holds a mystery that has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries: the disappearance of its sacred texts. These writings, believed to contain prophecies, rituals, and divine wisdom, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only fragments and questions. The lost texts of Thyraion were once considered a treasure trove of knowledge, offering insights into the oracle's practices and the messages it conveyed. Unlike other oracles where inscriptions or records have survived, Thyraion's texts were either destroyed, lost, or deliberately hidden. The reasons for their disappearance remain unclear, with theories ranging from natural disasters to deliberate acts of concealment during times of political upheaval. What little remains are scattered fragments, broken pieces of stone, pottery shards, and references in other ancient writings that offer tantalizing glimpses into what once was. Reconstructing the knowledge of Thyraion from these fragments is a daunting task. Archaeologists and historians must piece together clues like a puzzle, often relying on indirect evidence to fill in the gaps. For example, inscriptions found at nearby sites sometimes mention Thyraion, providing hints about its rituals and prophecies. Additionally, comparisons with other oracles such as Delphi or Didyma help scholars infer what might have been recorded in Thyraion's text. However, these methods are far from perfect, as each oracle had its unique practices and traditions. One of the greatest challenges lies in deciphering the fragments themselves. Many of the surviving pieces are incomplete, with words or phrases missing, making it difficult to understand their full meaning. The language used in these texts, often archaic Greek, adds another layer of complexity. Scholars must not only translate the words but also interpret their context and significance within the broader framework of ancient Greek religion and culture. This painstaking work requires a blend of linguistic expertise, historical knowledge, and a touch of intuition. The loss of Thyraian's texts is particularly poignant because it represents more than just missing information. It signifies a break in the continuity of ancient wisdom. These texts were not merely records, they were living connections to the divine passed down through generations. Their disappearance leaves a void in our understanding of how the oracle functioned and what role it played in the lives of those who sought its guidance. Yet, even in their absence, the fragments remind us of the enduring power of knowledge and the human desire to preserve it. As we ponder the mystery of Thyraian's lost texts, we are reminded of the fragility of history and the importance of safeguarding the past. Each fragment, no matter how small, is a piece of a larger story waiting to be told. With this in mind, we now turn our attention to the next puzzle, where the whispers of ancient inscriptions await our discovery. Shifting our focus to the sunlit ruins of Xanthos, we encounter a puzzle that bridges languages and cultures: the bilingual inscriptions of the Oracle of Apollo. Nestled in what is now modern-day Turkey, the Temple of Apollo at Xanthos stands as a testament to the crossroads of civilizations, where Greek and Lycian cultures intertwined. The inscriptions found here, written in both Greek and Lycian, offer a rare glimpse into the linguistic and cultural exchanges of the ancient world. These bilingual texts are more than just historical artifacts. They are keys to unlocking the mysteries of ancient languages. Lycian, a language spoken by the indigenous people of the region, was once a vibrant part of daily life but gradually faded into obscurity. Without the Greek translations found alongside it, much of what we know about Lycian would remain a mystery. The inscriptions act as a Rosetta Stone for scholars, allowing them to decode the Lycian language and gain insights into its grammar, vocabulary, and cultural context. The significance of these inscriptions extends beyond linguistics. They reveal how the Oracle of Apollo at Xanthos served as a cultural bridge, blending Greek religious practices with local traditions. The temple itself was a place where people from different backgrounds came to seek guidance, and the bilingual inscriptions reflect this diversity. They not only facilitated communication between Greek settlers and Lycian inhabitants, but also symbolized the merging of two worlds. One of the most fascinating aspects of these inscriptions is their content. They include dedications to Apollo, records of offerings, and even prophecies delivered by the oracle. By studying these texts, historians can piece together how the oracle functioned and what role it played in the lives of those who visited. For example, some inscriptions describe rituals performed at the temple, shedding light on the religious practices of the time. Others mention the names of individuals who sought the oracle's guidance, providing a personal connection to the past. The bilingual inscriptions also highlight the challenges of preserving and interpreting ancient texts. Over time, weathering and erosion have damaged many of the inscriptions, making them difficult to read. Scholars must use advanced techniques such as 3D scanning and digital reconstruction to recover lost details. Even then, the process of translation is fraught with difficulties, as the meanings of certain words and phrases remain debated. Yet, each breakthrough brings us closer to understanding the rich tapestry of life in ancient Xanthos. As we reflect on the bilingual inscriptions of Xanthos, we are reminded of the power of language to connect us across time and space. These texts not only illuminate the past but also inspire us to appreciate the diversity of human expression. With this in mind, we now turn to the next puzzle, where the whispers of ancient symbols await our discovery. Now, let's journey to the rugged landscapes of Zagora, Greece, where the Temple of Apollo stands in isolation, far removed from the bustling cities of the ancient world. The remote location of this oracle temple is not just a geographical curiosity, it's a key to understanding how the oracle's practices were shaped by its surroundings. Perched on a rocky hillside overlooking the Aegean Sea, the temple's seclusion was both a challenge and a defining feature of its identity. The remoteness of Zagora meant that those seeking the oracle's guidance had to undertake a demanding journey, often traveling long distances across difficult terrain. This pilgrimage was not for the faint of heart. Visitors would have to navigate steep slopes, rocky paths, and the unpredictable weather of the region. Yet this arduous journey was seen as a test of devotion, a way for seekers to prove their commitment to receiving divine wisdom. The very act of reaching the temple became a ritual in itself, heightening the spiritual significance of the oracle's prophecies. The isolation of the temple also influenced the practices of the oracle. Unlike oracles located in more accessible areas, the Oracle of Apollo at Zagora operated with a sense of exclusivity. Its remote setting allowed the priests to maintain a level of mystery and control over the rituals, ensuring that only the most determined individuals could access its secrets. This exclusivity added to the oracle's reputation, making its prophecies all the more sought after. However, the remoteness of Zagora also posed significant challenges. The temple's location made it difficult to maintain and protect. Over time, the harsh environment took its toll on the structure, with erosion and weathering causing damage to the site. Additionally, the lack of nearby settlements meant that resources for repairs and upkeep were scarce. These challenges have made it difficult for archaeologists to study the temple in detail, as accessing the site remains a logistical hurdle even today. Despite these obstacles, the Temple of Apollo at Zagora continues to captivate historians and visitors alike. Its remote location offers a glimpse into the lengths ancient people were willing to go to seek divine guidance. The temple's isolation also highlights the unique ways in which geography shaped religious practices, creating a distinct identity for this oracle that set it apart from others. As we leave the windswept hills of Zagora, we are reminded of the enduring allure of these ancient sites, each with its own story to tell. Next, we'll uncover the secrets of an underground chamber where the whispers of the gods were said to echo through the ages. Now, let's descend into the depths of history as we uncover the mysteries of the underground chamber at the Temple of Apollo in Aegae, Greece. Hidden beneath the earth, this chamber was more than just a physical space. It was a gateway to the divine, where seekers of truth ventured to receive prophecies that would shape their destinies. The very design of this subterranean sanctuary reveals the ingenuity and spiritual depth of the ancient world. The underground chamber at Aegae was a marvel of ancient architecture, carefully constructed to create an atmosphere of awe and reverence. Its walls, carved from solid rock, were adorned with intricate carvings and symbols believed to channel the power of Apollo. The chamber's low ceilings and narrow passageways amplified the sense of mystery, guiding visitors into a space where the boundary between the mortal and the divine seemed to blur. This deliberate design was not just for show. It played a crucial role in the rituals performed within. For those who sought the oracle's guidance, entering the chamber was a transformative experience. The journey into the earth symbolized a descent into the unknown, a metaphor for the seeker's quest for enlightenment. Once inside, the dimly lit space, filled with the scent of incense and the echoes of whispered prayers, created an otherworldly atmosphere. It was here that the priests of Apollo conducted their sacred rites, interpreting the will of the gods through signs and visions. The spiritual significance of the chamber extended beyond its physical features. In ancient Greek belief, the earth itself was seen as a source of divine power, and underground spaces were often associated with the realm of the gods. The chamber at Aegae was no exception. It was believed to be a place where the veil between worlds was thin, allowing the priests to commune directly with Apollo and deliver his messages to those who sought his wisdom. This connection to the divine made the chamber a focal point of religious life in Aegae, drawing pilgrims from far and wide. Yet, the chamber's role in divination was not without its challenges. The confined space and the intensity of the rituals could be overwhelming for some. heightening the emotional and psychological impact of the experience. For others, the chamber's isolation and darkness added to its mystique, reinforcing the belief that only the most worthy could receive the oracle's guidance. This duality of awe and trepidation made the chamber a place of both reverence and fear. Today, the underground chamber at Igi stands as a testament to the ingenuity and spirituality of the ancient Greeks. Its architectural brilliance and spiritual significance continue to intrigue historians and archaeologists, offering a glimpse into a world where the divine and the earthly were deeply intertwined. As we step back into the light, we carry with us the echoes of a time when the whispers of the gods could be heard in the depths of the earth. Next, we'll turn our attention to the ritual baths of Argos, where water played a central role in purification and prophecy. Now, let's journey to the sunlit shores of Argos, where the Temple of Apollo held a sacred space that intertwined the elements of water and prophecy. Here, the ritual baths were not merely places of physical cleansing, but profound symbols of spiritual renewal and divine connection. Water, in its flowing, life-giving essence, was revered as a conduit between the mortal world and the realm of the gods, and the baths of Argos embodied this belief in every ripple and reflection. The ritual baths at Argos were designed with meticulous care, their architecture reflecting the sacred nature of water in ancient Greek culture. Fed by natural springs, these baths were believed to carry the blessings of Apollo himself, infusing the water with a divine essence. Pilgrims and seekers would immerse themselves in these waters, not just to cleanse their bodies but to purify their souls, preparing themselves to receive the oracle's wisdom. The act of bathing was a ritual in itself, a deliberate step toward spiritual readiness. Water, in the context of these baths, held deep symbolic meaning. In ancient Greek thought, water was seen as a liminal element, a boundary between worlds, a source of life, and a medium of transformation. The flowing water of the baths represented the constant movement of time and fate, while its reflective surface mirrored the seeker's inner self, urging introspection and clarity. This duality made the baths a place of both physical and metaphysical cleansing, where the seeker could shed not only dirt but also doubt and fear. The rituals performed at the baths were steeped in tradition and symbolism. Before entering the water, seekers would often offer prayers or small tokens to Apollo, acknowledging his role as the god of prophecy and healing. The act of immersion was accompanied by chants or invocations, calling upon the god to grant insight and guidance. For many, the experience was transformative, a moment of profound connection with the divine that left them feeling renewed and empowered. The connection between water and prophecy extended beyond the baths themselves. In many ancient cultures, water was associated with the unknown, the depths of the ocean, the mysteries of the underworld, and the hidden currents of fate. At Argos, this association was harnessed in the rituals, where the flowing water was believed to carry messages from the gods. Priests would interpret the patterns of ripples, the clarity of the water, or even the reflections on its surface as signs of Apollo's will, offering seekers glimpses into their futures. Today, the ruins of the ritual baths at Argos stand as a testament to the enduring power of water in human spirituality. Though the waters no longer flow as they once did, the symbolism they carried continues to resonate, reminding us of the ancient belief in the transformative power of purification. As we leave the baths behind, we carry with us the understanding that for the ancient Greeks, water was not just a physical element but a bridge to the divine. Next, we'll explore the fascinating role of animals in the divination practices of the Oracle of Apollo at Calydon, where the behavior of creatures was seen as a direct message from the gods. Turning our attention to the lush landscapes of Calydon, we uncover a unique aspect of ancient divination, the role of animals as messengers of the gods. At the Oracle of Apollo in Calydon, the behavior of creatures was not merely observed but deeply revered as a direct communication from the divine. This practice, known as animal oracles, offers a fascinating glimpse into how the ancient Greeks sought to interpret the will of the gods through the natural world. In Calydon, animals were seen as sacred intermediaries, their actions believed to carry profound spiritual significance. The priests of Apollo would carefully observe the movements, sounds, and interactions of animals, interpreting these behaviors as omens or prophecies. For instance, the flight patterns of birds, the sudden appearance of a snake, or even the way a herd of goats moved could be seen as signs from Apollo himself. These observations were not random but guided by a complex system of symbolism and tradition passed down through generations of priests. The choice of animals held particular importance. Birds, for example, were often associated with the heavens and the realm of the gods, making their behavior especially significant. A bird flying in a specific direction or calling at a particular moment could be interpreted as a message about future events or a divine warning. Similarly, snakes, with their connection to the earth and the underworld, were seen as symbols of transformation and hidden knowledge. Even domesticated animals like goats or sheep were believed to carry messages, their behavior reflecting the favor or displeasure of the gods. The rituals surrounding animal oracles were deeply ceremonial. Before interpreting the signs, priests would purify themselves and offer prayers to Apollo, seeking his guidance in understanding the messages conveyed by the animals. The act of observation itself was considered sacred, requiring focus, patience, and a deep connection to the natural world. For the ancient Greeks, this practice was not just about predicting the future, but about aligning themselves with the rhythms of the cosmos and the will of the divine. One of the most intriguing aspects of the animal oracles at Calydon was their adaptability. Unlike fixed rituals or written prophecies, the interpretation of animal behavior allowed for a dynamic and responsive form of divination. This flexibility made the oracle particularly valuable in times of uncertainty or crisis, when quick and clear guidance was needed. The ability to read the signs of nature provided a sense of reassurance and direction, reinforcing the belief that the gods were actively involved in the lives of mortals. Today, the concept of animal oracles may seem distant, but it reflects a universal human desire to find meaning in the world around us. The ancient Greeks saw the natural world as a living, breathing tapestry of divine communication, and their practices at Calydon remind us of the deep connection between humanity and nature. As we move forward, we'll explore another layer of ancient prophecy, the sacred island of Delos, where Apollo's oracle held a place of unparalleled significance in Greek mythology and religion. Now, let's journey to the shimmering waters of the Aegean Sea, where the sacred island of Delos rises as a beacon of myth and divine power. Known as the birthplace of Apollo, the god of prophecy, music, and light, Delos held a place of unparalleled significance in ancient Greek religion and mythology. This tiny island, though modest in size, was colossal in its spiritual and cultural impact, serving as a central hub for worship, pilgrimage, and prophecy. According to legend, Delos was chosen as the birthplace of Apollo and his twin sister Artemis by their mother Leto. Pursued by the wrath of Hera, Zeus's jealous wife, Leto sought refuge on Delos, which was then a floating island. In a gesture of divine favor, Zeus anchored the island to the seafloor, allowing Leto to give birth to her children in safety. From that moment, Delos became sacred, a place where the divine touched the mortal world. The island's association with Apollo's birth made it a natural site for his oracle, where seekers could come to receive guidance and insight from the god himself. The Oracle of Apollo at Delos was unique in its role and influence. Unlike other oracles, which often focused on specific rituals or cryptic prophecies, Delos served as a spiritual center where the divine presence of Apollo was felt in every corner. Pilgrims from across the Greek world traveled to the island to honor the god, participate in sacred festivals, and seek his blessings. The island's oracle was deeply intertwined with its identity as a holy site, blending prophecy with worship in a way that reinforced Apollo's role as a bridge between the heavens and humanity. Delos was also a place of immense cultural importance. The island hosted the Delian Games, a festival rivaling the Olympic Games in prestige, where athletes, musicians, and poets competed to honor Apollo. These events were not just celebrations of skill but acts of devotion, reflecting the belief that artistic and physical excellence were gifts from the gods. The island's temples, statues, and altars stood as testaments to Apollo's enduring presence, drawing visitors who sought both spiritual fulfillment and inspiration. The oracle's prophecies were delivered in a manner befitting the island's sacred atmosphere. Unlike the cryptic riddles of Delphi or the dramatic rituals of Dodona, the messages from Delos were often conveyed through dreams, visions, or the interpretation of natural signs. Pilgrims would sleep in the temple precincts, hoping to receive divine guidance in their dreams. Others sought answers through the observation of sacred animals or the patterns of the wind and waves, believing that Apollo's voice could be heard in the rhythms of nature. Delos's significance extended beyond religion and prophecy. The island was also a symbol of unity for the ancient Greek world. As a neutral and sacred space, it served as a meeting point for city-states and a repository for shared treasures. The Delian League, an alliance of Greek states formed to resist Persian invasion, was headquartered on the island, further cementing its role as a center of both spiritual and political power. Today, the ruins of Delos stand as a testament to its ancient glory. The remnants of its temples, theaters, and statues offer a glimpse into a world where the divine and the mortal intertwined. The island's legacy as the birthplace of Apollo and the site of his oracle reminds us of the profound ways in which ancient cultures sought to understand the mysteries of existence. As we continue our exploration, we'll uncover yet another layer of ancient prophecy, the healing sanctuary at the Temple of Apollo in Epidaurus, where medicine and mysticism merged in fascinating ways. Now, let's turn our attention to the serene landscapes of Epidaurus, where the Temple of Apollo stood not only as a place of prophecy, but also as a renowned center of healing. The Oracle of Apollo at Epidaurus was unique in its dual focus on both divine guidance and physical well-being, blending the mystical with the medicinal in ways that continue to fascinate historians and archaeologists today. This sanctuary was more than just a temple, it was a place where the boundaries between the spiritual and the scientific blurred, offering seekers a holistic approach to health and enlightenment. At the heart of the sanctuary was the belief that Apollo, as the god of healing, could cure ailments through both divine intervention and practical methods. Pilgrims flocked to Epidaurus from far and wide, seeking relief from illnesses and injuries. The sanctuary's reputation as a healing center was so profound that it became one of the most important medical sites in the ancient world, rivaling even the famed Asclepius sanctuaries. Here, the oracle's prophecies were intertwined with therapeutic practices, creating a seamless connection between the mind, body, and spirit. One of the most intriguing aspects of the sanctuary was its use of dream therapy, known as incubation. Pilgrims would sleep in the temple's sacred precincts, often in special dormitories called a baton, where they hoped to receive visions from Apollo or his son, Asclepius, the god of medicine. These dreams were believed to contain divine instructions for healing, which priests would then interpret and translate into treatments. This practice highlights the ancient Greeks' understanding of the profound link between mental and physical health, a concept that resonates even in modern medicine. The sanctuary also employed a variety of practical healing methods, from herbal remedies to therapeutic baths and physical exercises. The priests at Epidaurus were skilled in both the spiritual and the scientific, combining prayers and rituals with treatments that were surprisingly advanced for their time. Archaeological evidence suggests that the sanctuary even had facilities for surgery and other medical procedures, making it a precursor to modern hospitals. The blend of mysticism and medicine at Epidaurus reflects a holistic approach to health that was far ahead of its time. The oracle's prophecies played a crucial role in this healing process. Seekers would often consult the oracle before undergoing treatment, seeking divine approval or guidance. The prophecies were not just cryptic messages but practical advice, offering reassurance and direction to those in need. This integration of prophecy and healing reinforced the sanctuary's reputation as a place where the divine actively intervened in human affairs, providing both physical and spiritual relief. The legacy of the Oracle of Apollo at Epidaurus endures in the ruins that still stand today. The site's theater, renowned for its acoustics, and the remains of its healing facilities offer a glimpse into a world where medicine and mysticism coexisted harmoniously. As we move forward, we'll explore yet another enigmatic oracle, the cryptic symbols of the Temple of Apollo in Gortyn, where ancient inscriptions continue to puzzle historians and linguists alike. Now, shifting our focus to the sun-drenched island of Crete, we encounter the enigmatic inscriptions of the Temple of Apollo at Gortyn. These cryptic carvings, etched into stone centuries ago, have long puzzled historians and linguists alike. Unlike the oracles we've explored so far, the mysteries of Gortyn lie not in prophecies or rituals but in the very words left behind by its ancient inhabitants. The inscriptions, written in a blend of Greek and local Cretan scripts, present a tantalizing challenge. How do we decode messages from a civilization that has long since vanished? The Temple of Apollo at Gortyn was a place of both worship and governance, where the divine and the political intersected. The inscriptions found here are believed to include laws, decrees, and religious texts, offering a rare glimpse into the daily life and spiritual practices of ancient Crete. However, the language used in these texts is far from straightforward. The script combines elements of Linear A, an undeciphered writing system used by the Minoans, with later Greek influences, creating a linguistic puzzle that has yet to be fully solved. One of the most significant challenges in deciphering these inscriptions is the lack of a bilingual text, a Rosetta Stone, if you will, that could provide a key to unlocking their meaning. Without a clear reference point, scholars have had to rely on fragmentary evidence and educated guesses. Some inscriptions appear to outline legal codes, detailing everything from property disputes to penalties for crimes. Others seem to invoke Apollo's blessings or record offerings made to the god. Yet, the exact meanings of many phrases remain elusive, leaving room for interpretation and debate. Adding to the complexity is the physical state of the inscriptions themselves. Many have been worn down by time, weather, and human activity, making them difficult to read even with modern technology. In some cases, only fragments of the original text survive, forcing researchers to piece together incomplete sentences and phrases. This has led to a variety of theories about what the inscriptions might say, ranging from mundane administrative records to profound spiritual teachings. Despite these challenges, progress has been made in recent years. Advances in imaging technology have allowed researchers to capture high-resolution scans of the inscriptions, revealing details that were previously invisible to the naked eye. These scans, combined with comparative studies of other ancient scripts, have brought us closer to understanding the messages left behind at Gortyn. Yet, even with these tools, the inscriptions retain an air of mystery, reminding us of the limits of our knowledge about the ancient world. The inscriptions of Gortyn are more than just a linguistic puzzle. They are a window into a civilization that valued both the divine and the practical. They remind us that the ancient Greeks were not only seekers of prophecy but also builders of societies with laws and customs that shaped their world. As we move forward, we'll explore another oracle that challenges our understanding of ancient rituals, the lost texts of the Oracle of Apollo at Thyraion, where fragments of knowledge await rediscovery. Now, let's journey to the coastal city of Halicarnassus, where the Oracle of Apollo once stood as a beacon of divine guidance. Unlike the oracles we've explored so far, the mysteries of Halicarnassus lie not in cryptic inscriptions or prophetic visions, but in the rituals that have been lost to time. The Oracle of Apollo at Halicarnassus was renowned for its elaborate ceremonies, blending music, dance, and sacred offerings to invoke the god's favor. Yet today, much of what we know about these rituals comes from scattered fragments, both physical and textual, leaving historians to piece together a puzzle with many missing pieces. The challenges of reconstructing these rituals are immense. Unlike the Sibylline books or the inscriptions at Gortyn, the practices at Halicarnassus were largely oral traditions passed down through generations of priests and priestesses. With no written manuals or detailed records, scholars must rely on second-hand accounts from ancient historians such as Herodotus and the occasional artifact unearthed from the temple ruins. These artifacts, ranging from ceremonial vessels to fragments of musical instruments, offer tantalizing clues but often raise more questions than they answer. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Halicarnassus rituals is their connection to the sea. As a coastal oracle, the temple's ceremonies were deeply intertwined with maritime themes, reflecting the city's identity as a hub of trade and navigation. Some accounts suggest that offerings were cast into the sea as part of the rituals, symbolizing a plea for safe voyages or bountiful catches. Others describe processions where priests carried sacred objects to the shoreline, accompanied by chants and hymns. Yet, the exact sequence and meaning of these rituals remain shrouded in mystery. Adding to the complexity is the temple's destruction and subsequent rebuilding over centuries. Halicarnassus, like many ancient cities, experienced periods of conquest and cultural blending, which likely influenced the oracle's practices. The temple was rebuilt multiple times, each iteration reflecting the architectural and spiritual trends of its era. This layering of history makes it difficult to pinpoint which rituals belong to which period, further complicating efforts to reconstruct the oracle's traditions. Despite these challenges, modern archaeology has shed some light on the lost rituals of Halicarnassus. Excavations have uncovered remnants of altars, offering pits, and even traces of pigments used in ceremonial decorations. These findings suggest a vibrant and colorful ritual life, filled with music, movement, and symbolic gestures. Yet, without a complete picture, much of what we imagine about these rituals remains speculative, a blend of historical evidence and educated guesswork. The Oracle of Apollo at Halicarnassus serves as a reminder of how much of the ancient world remains beyond our grasp. Its lost rituals are a testament to the richness of human spirituality and the challenges of preserving intangible traditions. As we move forward, we'll explore another oracle that pushes the boundaries of our understanding: the solar worship practices of the Temple of Apollo at Ialissos, where the sun itself played a central role in divination. Now, let's turn our attention to the island of Rhodes, where the Oracle of Apollo at Ialissos offers a fascinating glimpse into the ancient world's reverence for the sun. Unlike the oracles we've explored so far, the rituals at Ialissos were deeply rooted in solar worship, reflecting the belief that the sun was not just a celestial body, but a divine force capable of revealing the future. This connection between the sun and prophecy was central to the oracle's practices, making it a unique and enigmatic site in the ancient world. At the heart of the Temple of Apollo at Ialissos was the belief that the sun, as the source of light and life, held the key to understanding the will of the gods. Priests and priestesses at the temple conducted rituals designed to harness the sun's power, often aligning their ceremonies with key astronomical events such as solstices and equinoxes. These moments, when the sun's position in the sky marked the changing of seasons, were seen as particularly auspicious times for divination. The alignment of the temple itself with these celestial events suggests a sophisticated understanding of astronomy, blending science and spirituality in ways that continue to intrigue modern scholars. One of the most striking aspects of the oracle's solar worship was its use of light as a medium for prophecy. Ancient accounts describe how priests would interpret the play of sunlight on sacred objects or within the temple's architecture as messages from Apollo. For example, the way sunlight filtered through specific openings in the temple walls or reflected off polished surfaces was believed to reveal hidden truths or divine guidance. This interplay of light and shadow created a dynamic and ever-changing environment, where even the smallest shift in the sun's angle could carry profound meaning. The connection between the sun and prophecy extended beyond the temple walls, influencing the broader culture of Ialysos and Rhodes. The island's strategic location in the Aegean Sea made it a crossroads of trade and ideas, and its people were known for their maritime prowess. For sailors navigating the unpredictable waters of the Mediterranean, the sun was not just a celestial guide but a symbol of divine protection. It's likely that the oracle's solar rituals included prayers and offerings for safe voyages, further cementing the sun's role as a source of both practical and spiritual guidance. Despite the temple's prominence, much about its solar worship remains shrouded in mystery. The passage of time has eroded many of the physical traces of these rituals, leaving historians to rely on fragmentary evidence and ancient texts. What we do know, however, underscores the ingenuity and creativity of the people who built and maintained this sacred site. The Oracle of Apollo at Ialysos stands as a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the sun and its power to illuminate not just the physical world but the mysteries of the divine. As we continue our journey through the ancient oracles, we'll next explore the celestial alignments of the Temple of Apollo at Knidos, where the stars themselves played a role in shaping the oracle's prophetic practices. Now, shifting our gaze to the coastal city of Knidos in Turkey, we uncover another layer of ancient ingenuity at the Temple of Apollo. Here, the celestial alignments of the temple reveal a profound connection between the heavens and the oracle's prophetic practices. Unlike the solar-focused rituals of Ialysos, the priests at Knidos turned their attention to the stars, using their movements and positions to interpret the will of the gods. This blend of astronomy and spirituality highlights the advanced knowledge of ancient priests and their ability to weave the mysteries of the cosmos into their divination rituals. The Temple of Apollo at Knidos was meticulously designed to align with key celestial events, such as the rising and setting of certain stars or the phases of the moon. These alignments were not random but carefully calculated to coincide with moments believed to hold special significance for prophecy. For instance, the temple's main entrance may have been oriented toward a specific star or constellation, allowing its light to illuminate sacred spaces during critical times. This interplay between architecture and astronomy suggests that the priests of Knidos possessed a deep understanding of celestial patterns, enabling them to predict and harness these events for their rituals. One of the most intriguing aspects of the oracle's practices was the use of celestial phenomena as a form of divine communication. Ancient texts describe how priests would observe the night sky, interpreting the movements of planets and stars as messages from Apollo. A sudden meteor shower, the appearance of a comet, or the alignment of planets could all be seen as omens, each carrying its own meaning. These celestial signs were believed to reveal insights into future events, guiding decisions in matters of war, agriculture, and governance. The ability to read the stars in this way required not only spiritual insight but also a sophisticated grasp of astronomy, making the priests of Knidos both scientists and seers. The temple's location on a prominent hill overlooking the Aegean Sea further enhanced its connection to the heavens. From this vantage point, the night sky would have been a breathtaking canvas, free from the light pollution of modern cities. This unobstructed view allowed the priests to track celestial movements with remarkable precision, creating a direct link between the temple and the cosmos. It's likely that the rituals performed here included offerings and prayers timed to coincide with specific astronomical events, reinforcing the belief that the gods communicated through the stars. Despite the temple's prominence, much about its celestial practices remains a mystery. The passage of time has left only fragments of the original structure and few written records detailing the rituals. However, the surviving evidence points to a culture that saw the stars not as distant, impersonal objects, but as active participants in the divine order. The Oracle of Apollo at Knidos stands as a testament to the ancient world's ability to merge science and spirituality, creating a system of divination that was as precise as it was profound. As we move forward, our journey takes us to the prophetic statues of the Temple of Apollo at Larissa, where the divine was believed to speak through the very stones themselves. Now, turning our attention to the Temple of Apollo at Larissa in Greece, we encounter a fascinating aspect of ancient divination, the prophetic statues. These statues, intricately carved and imbued with spiritual significance, were believed to serve as conduits for divine messages. Unlike the celestial alignments of Knidos or the whispering oaks of Dodona, the Oracle at Larissa relied on the physical presence of these statues to communicate the will of the gods. This unique method of prophecy offers a glimpse into the diverse ways ancient cultures sought to interpret the divine. The statues at Larissa were not mere decorations, they were central to the temple's rituals. Crafted with meticulous detail, each statue was thought to embody the presence of Apollo himself. During ceremonies, priests would gather around these statues, offering prayers and sacrifices in hopes of receiving guidance. It was believed that the god could speak through the statues, either through subtle movements, changes in expression, or even through the dreams of those who slept nearby. This practice reflects a deep connection between the physical and spiritual realms, where the divine was seen as ever-present and accessible through sacred objects. One of the most intriguing aspects of these statues was their ability to speak to the people. Ancient accounts describe how the statues would sometimes emit sounds, such as whispers or faint murmurs, which were interpreted as messages from Apollo. These sounds were often accompanied by other signs, like the flickering of flames or the rustling of leaves, creating an atmosphere of awe and reverence. For the ancient Greeks, these phenomena were not coincidental but deliberate acts of divine communication, meant to guide and instruct. The placement of the statues within the temple also played a crucial role in their prophetic function. Positioned in specific areas believed to be charged with spiritual energy, the statues were often surrounded by offerings and inscriptions detailing their significance. Pilgrims would travel from far and wide to seek the oracle's guidance, leaving behind tokens of gratitude or requests for divine intervention. The statues, in turn, were seen as mediators between the human and divine worlds, bridging the gap through their sacred presence. Despite their importance, much about the prophetic statues of Larissa remains shrouded in mystery. The passage of time has eroded many of the temple's structures, and few detailed records of the rituals survive. However, the fragments that remain suggest a culture deeply attuned to the interplay between art, spirituality, and prophecy. The statues of Larissa stand as a testament to the ancient belief that the divine could manifest in tangible forms, offering guidance and wisdom to those who sought it. As we continue our exploration, we journey next to the sacred grove of the Temple of Apollo at Miletus, where nature itself was believed to hold the secrets of the gods. Now, as we step into the sacred grove of the Temple of Apollo at Miletus, we find ourselves immersed in a world where nature and divinity intertwine. This lush, tranquil space was not just a backdrop for rituals, but a living, breathing participant in the oracle's prophetic practices. The grove, filled with towering trees and vibrant foliage, was believed to be a direct channel to the gods, where every rustling leaf and swaying branch carried a message from Apollo himself. In ancient times, trees held profound symbolic meaning, often seen as bridges between the earthly and the divine. At Miletus, the sacred grove was more than a collection of trees. It was a sanctuary where the natural world became a medium for divine communication. The ancient Greeks revered trees as embodiments of life, wisdom, and connection to the cosmos. In this grove, priests and seekers alike would meditate, pray, and listen intently to the whispers of the wind through the leaves, interpreting these sounds as prophetic insights. The rituals performed in the grove were deeply rooted in the belief that Apollo, as the god of prophecy, could speak through the natural world. Pilgrims would often bring offerings, fruits, flowers, or small tokens, and place them at the base of the trees, seeking favor and guidance. The grove's atmosphere, charged with spiritual energy, was said to heighten the senses, making it easier for individuals to receive visions or divine messages. This practice highlights the ancient understanding of nature as a sacred, interconnected force, capable of revealing truths beyond human comprehension. One of the most fascinating aspects of the grove was its role in dream incubation. Seekers would sleep beneath the canopy of trees, believing that the grove's sacred energy would inspire prophetic dreams. These dreams were then interpreted by the temple's priests, who would decipher their meanings and offer guidance to those who sought answers. This blend of nature, spirituality, and divination underscores the holistic worldview of the ancient Greeks, where every element of the natural world was seen as a potential conduit for divine wisdom. The symbolism of trees in these rituals cannot be overstated. In many ancient cultures, trees were seen as symbols of growth, resilience, and the cyclical nature of life. At Miletus, the grove's trees were not only physical entities but also spiritual markers, representing the eternal connection between humanity and the divine. Their roots, deeply embedded in the earth, symbolized stability and grounding, while their branches reaching toward the heavens signified aspiration and transcendence. Despite the passage of time, the sacred grove of Miletus continues to captivate historians and archaeologists. While much of the temple's physical structure has faded, the enduring legacy of the grove reminds us of the profound relationship ancient cultures had with the natural world. It serves as a testament to the belief that the divine could be found not only in grand temples and statues but also in the quiet, living spaces of nature. As we move forward, our journey takes us to the Temple of Apollo at Myra, where the mysteries of lost prophecies await. Now, as we journey to the ancient city of Myra in Turkey, we uncover the enigmatic mysteries surrounding the Oracle of Apollo. Unlike the sacred groves or whispering oaks of other temples, the prophecies of Myra have largely vanished into the shadows of history, leaving behind only fragments of their once great legacy. The Oracle of Apollo at Myra was renowned for its cryptic messages, delivered through rituals and inscriptions that have puzzled historians for centuries. Yet, much of what we know today is pieced together from scattered clues, making the reconstruction of its prophecies a daunting task. The challenge begins with the fragmentary nature of the evidence. Over time, natural disasters, invasions, and the wear of centuries have eroded much of the temple's physical remains. What little survives broken inscriptions, faded carvings, and scattered artifacts offers only glimpses into the oracle's practices. Historians and archaeologists must rely on these fragments, carefully analyzing their meanings and context to piece together the story of Myra's prophetic traditions. This process is akin to solving a puzzle with missing pieces, where every discovery brings us closer to understanding but also raises new questions. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Myra Oracle is its connection to the broader cultural and religious landscape of ancient Lycia. The region was a melting pot of Greek, Roman, and local Anatolian influences, and the oracle's prophecies likely reflected this rich tapestry of beliefs. However, without complete records, it's difficult to determine how these influences shaped the oracle's practices or how its messages were interpreted by those who sought its guidance. The blending of traditions adds another layer of complexity to the already challenging task of reconstruction. Another hurdle lies in the interpretation of the oracle's cryptic language. Like many ancient oracles, the prophecies of Myra were likely delivered in poetic or symbolic terms, requiring skilled priests to decode their meanings. Today, without the living context of the temple's rituals and the cultural knowledge of its priests, modern scholars must rely on comparative studies and educated guesses to interpret these messages. This often leads to multiple interpretations, each offering a different perspective on the oracle's role and significance. Despite these challenges, the fragments we do have reveal a fascinating glimpse into the oracle's world. Inscriptions found at the site suggest that the oracle played a key role in guiding the political and spiritual decisions of the region. Pilgrims from across Lycia and beyond would travel to Myra, seeking answers to pressing questions about war, governance, and personal destiny. The oracle's prophecies were not just spiritual guidance but also practical advice, shaping the course of individual lives and entire communities. The loss of these prophecies is a reminder of how much of our ancient heritage remains hidden or forgotten. Yet, it also underscores the importance of preserving and studying the fragments that survive. Each piece of evidence, no matter how small, helps us reconstruct the story of the Oracle of Apollo at Myra and the people who sought its wisdom. As we continue to uncover and analyze these fragments, we come closer to understanding the profound impact this oracle had on its world. With the mysteries of Myra still echoing in our minds, our journey now takes us to the Temple of Apollo at Naxos, where the secrets of mysterious caves await exploration. Turning our attention to the island of Naxos, we find ourselves drawn to the enigmatic caves of the Temple of Apollo. These caves, carved into the rugged landscape, hold a special place in the history of ancient prophecy. Unlike the open-air temples or sacred springs of other oracles, the caves of Naxos offered a secluded, almost otherworldly setting for divination. Their dark, winding passages were believed to be gateways to the divine, where the boundaries between the mortal world and the realm of the gods blurred. The spiritual significance of caves in ancient cultures cannot be overstated. Across many civilizations, caves were seen as sacred spaces, often associated with creation myths, underworld journeys, and the mysteries of life and death. In Greek mythology, caves were frequently linked to deities and heroes, serving as places of revelation and transformation. For the Oracle of Apollo at Naxos, these caves were not just physical locations but symbolic thresholds where seekers could commune with the divine and receive prophetic visions. The rituals conducted within these caves remain shrouded in mystery, but archaeological evidence suggests that they involved a combination of sensory deprivation and heightened spiritual awareness. Pilgrims would descend into the depths of the caves, leaving behind the distractions of the outside world. In the stillness and darkness, they would await signs or messages from Apollo, often interpreted through dreams, visions, or the guidance of the oracle's priests. This immersive experience was designed to open the mind to divine inspiration, making the caves a powerful tool for prophecy. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Naxos caves is their alignment with natural features and celestial events. Some scholars believe that the caves were intentionally positioned to capture the light of the sun or moon at specific times, creating dramatic effects that enhance the spiritual atmosphere. These alignments suggest a deep understanding of astronomy and a deliberate effort to harness the power of natural phenomena in the service of divination. The interplay between the physical environment and the spiritual practices of the oracle highlights the ingenuity and sophistication of ancient religious traditions. The connection between caves and prophecy also reflects a broader cultural belief in the transformative power of darkness and introspection. In many ancient traditions, entering a cave symbolized a journey into the unknown, a descent into the subconscious, or a confrontation with hidden truths. For those who sought the guidance of the Oracle of Apollo at Naxos, the caves offered a chance to confront their deepest fears and desires, emerging with newfound clarity and purpose. This psychological dimension adds another layer of meaning to the oracle's practices, revealing the profound impact of these rituals on the individuals who experience them. Despite the passage of time, the caves of Naxos continue to captivate the imagination. Their mysterious aura and connection to ancient prophecy remind us of the enduring human quest for meaning and guidance. As we explore these caves, we are not just uncovering the secrets of the past, but also reflecting on the timeless themes of transformation, revelation, and the search for divine wisdom. The Oracle of Apollo at Naxos stands as a testament to the power of sacred spaces to inspire and enlighten, bridging the gap between the earthly and the divine. With the mysteries of Naxos still echoing in our thoughts, our journey now leads us to the healing rituals of the Oracle of Apollo at Oropus, where the blend of medicine and mysticism takes center stage. Shifting our focus to the shores of Oropus, we uncover the fascinating healing rituals of the Oracle of Apollo, where the boundaries between medicine and mysticism blurred in remarkable ways. The Temple of Apollo at Oropus was not just a place of prophecy, but also a sanctuary for those seeking physical and spiritual healing. Here, the ancient Greeks combined practical medical knowledge with sacred rituals, creating a holistic approach to health that remains intriguing to this day. At the heart of these rituals was the belief that illness was not merely a physical ailment, but often a manifestation of spiritual imbalance or divine disfavor. The oracle's priests acted as both healers and intermediaries, guiding seekers through a series of purification rites designed to restore harmony between body and soul. These rites often began with cleansing baths in sacred waters, believed to wash away impurities and prepare the individual for divine intervention. The use of water as a healing element was deeply symbolic, representing renewal and the flow of life itself. One of the most distinctive features of the Oropus Oracle was its emphasis on dream therapy. Pilgrims would sleep within the temple precincts, often in specially designated chambers, where they hoped to receive visions or messages from Apollo. These dreams were interpreted by the priests, who would then prescribe specific treatments or rituals based on the divine guidance received. This practice highlights the ancient belief in the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as the idea that healing could come through introspection and divine revelation. The treatments prescribed at Oropus often included a combination of herbal remedies, physical exercises, and spiritual practices. Herbs such as laurel, myrtle, and sage were commonly used, not only for their medicinal properties but also for their symbolic associations with Apollo and purification. Physical exercises, including walking or light gymnastics, were believed to restore balance to the body, while prayers and offerings to the gods reinforced the spiritual aspect of healing. This integrated approach reflects a sophisticated understanding of health that predates modern medicine by centuries. The role of music and chanting in the healing rituals at Oropus cannot be overlooked. Apollo, as the god of music, was believed to wield the power of sound to heal and harmonize. Priests and pilgrims alike would engage in musical performances, using lyres, flutes, and vocal chants to create an atmosphere conducive to healing. The vibrations of music were thought to resonate with the body's natural rhythms, promoting relaxation and aiding in the recovery process. This use of sound as a therapeutic tool underscores the creativity and depth of ancient healing practices. The legacy of the Oracle of Apollo at Oropus offers a unique window into the ancient world's approach to health and well-being. By blending practical medicine with spiritual practices, the Oracle provided a comprehensive system of care that addressed the needs of the whole person. This holistic perspective continues to resonate today, reminding us of the enduring connection between mind, body, and spirit in the pursuit of healing. As we leave the healing sanctuary of Oropus behind, our journey takes us next to the astrological prophecies of the Oracle of Apollo at Pergamon, where the stars themselves held the key to divine wisdom. Now, let us turn our gaze to the skies above Pergamon, where the Oracle of Apollo wove the movements of the stars into the fabric of prophecy. The Temple of Apollo at Pergamon was renowned not only for its grandeur, but also for its unique approach to divination, which placed astrology at the very heart of its practices. Here, the ancient priests believed that the celestial bodies held the secrets of the gods, and by interpreting their alignments, they could unlock divine wisdom and foresee the future. Astrology, in the context of ancient Pergamon, was far more than a mere study of the stars. It was a sacred science deeply intertwined with the spiritual and political life of the city. The priests of Apollo were skilled astronomers, meticulously observing the heavens and recording the positions of planets, constellations, and other celestial phenomena. These observations were then interpreted as messages from the gods, offering guidance on everything from personal fortunes to the fate of empires. The oracle's prophecies were sought by kings, generals, and ordinary citizens alike, all eager to glimpse what the stars foretold. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Pergamon oracle was its use of horoscopes. Unlike modern astrology, which often focuses on individual birth charts, the horoscopes of Pergamon were crafted for specific events or decisions. For example, a ruler might consult the oracle before embarking on a military campaign, seeking to know whether the stars favored victory or warned of defeat. The priests would analyze the positions of the planets at the time of the query, interpreting their alignments as signs of divine approval or caution. This practice highlights the ancient belief that the cosmos was not a distant, indifferent realm, but a living, responsive force intimately connected to human affairs. The connection between astrology and divination in Pergamon also extended to the temple's architecture and rituals. The temple itself was designed to align with celestial patterns, its columns and altars positioned to reflect the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. During key astrological events such as solstices or eclipses, the priests would conduct elaborate ceremonies, offering prayers and sacrifices to Apollo as the celestial mediator. These rituals were believed to amplify the oracle's power, allowing the priests to draw even deeper insights from the heavens. The influence of Pergamon's astrological prophecies extended far beyond the temple walls. The city became a center of learning, attracting scholars and philosophers who sought to understand the mysteries of the cosmos. This intellectual legacy contributed to the broader development of astrology in the ancient world, shaping its role in both religious and scientific thought. The oracle's emphasis on celestial divination also reflects a broader cultural trend, as many ancient societies viewed the stars as a bridge between the human and divine realms. As we contemplate the astrological wisdom of Pergamon, we are reminded of the enduring human fascination with the stars. The oracle's prophecies offer a glimpse into a world where the heavens were not just a backdrop to life but an active participant, guiding the destinies of individuals and nations alike. This profound connection between the cosmos and human experience continues to captivate us, bridging the gap between ancient mysticism and modern curiosity. With the stars of Pergamon still shining in our minds, our journey now leads us to the sacred fire of the Oracle of Apollo at Phocis, where flames held the key to divine revelation. As we leave the celestial wonders of Pergamon behind, our journey now takes us to the heart of Phocis, where the Oracle of Apollo harnessed the power of sacred fire to unlock the mysteries of the divine. At the Temple of Apollo in Phocis, fire was not merely a physical element but a profound symbol of purification, transformation, and divine presence. The sacred flame, perpetually burning within the temple, served as a conduit between the mortal world and the realm of the gods, offering seekers a glimpse into the future through its flickering light. The sacred fire of Phocis held a central role in the oracle's rituals, embodying the transformative power of Apollo himself. Fire, in ancient Greek culture, was seen as a purifying force capable of cleansing both the physical and spiritual realms. Priests would carefully tend to the flame, ensuring it never extinguished, as its continuity was believed to maintain the temple's connection to the divine. During rituals, seekers would present offerings to the fire, watching as the flames consumed them, interpreting the patterns of the smoke and the behavior of the fire as messages from Apollo. The symbolism of fire extended beyond its role in divination. It represented the eternal cycle of destruction and renewal, a theme deeply rooted in ancient Greek mythology. Just as fire could reduce matter to ash, it also had the power to forge new beginnings, symbolizing the transformative journey of the soul. This duality made fire a fitting medium for the oracle's prophecies, as it mirrored the uncertainties and potential for change inherent in human life. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Phocis oracle was its use of fire in dream incubation rituals. Seekers would spend the night in the temple, lying near the sacred flame, hoping to receive visions in their dreams. The warmth and light of the fire were believed to create a liminal space, bridging the gap between the waking world and the realm of the divine. These dreams, interpreted by the priests, were thought to carry prophetic insights, guiding individuals in their personal and communal decisions. The sacred fire also played a role in larger communal ceremonies, particularly during times of crisis or celebration. Entire communities would gather around the flame, offering prayers and sacrifices to Apollo, seeking his guidance and protection. The fire's presence was a unifying force, symbolizing the shared hopes and fears of the people. Its light served as a reminder of Apollo's watchful gaze, offering comfort and reassurance in uncertain times. As we reflect on the sacred fire of Phocis, we are reminded of the enduring power of symbolism in human culture. Fire, with its dual nature of destruction and renewal, continues to captivate our imagination, bridging the gap between the ancient and modern worlds. The oracle's use of fire as a tool for divination offers a fascinating glimpse into the ways ancient societies sought to understand and navigate the mysteries of existence. With the flames of Phocis still glowing in our thoughts, our exploration now turns to the lost texts of the Oracle of Apollo at Rhodes, where fragments of ancient wisdom await rediscovery. Now, as we step away from the flickering flames of Phocis, our journey brings us to the sun-drenched shores of Rhodes, where the Oracle of Apollo once held sway. Here, amidst the ruins of a once thriving temple, lies one of the most tantalizing mysteries of the ancient world, the lost texts of the Oracle of Apollo at Rhodes. These texts, believed to contain profound prophecies and sacred knowledge, have vanished into the mists of time, leaving behind only fragments and whispers of their existence. The Oracle of Apollo at Rhodes was renowned for its wisdom, drawing seekers from across the ancient Mediterranean. Its priests were said to possess an unparalleled understanding of the divine, channeling Apollo's guidance through written prophecies. These texts, inscribed on scrolls or tablets, were carefully preserved within the temple, serving as a repository of sacred knowledge. Yet, over the centuries, wars, natural disasters, and the passage of time have scattered these writings, leaving historians and archaeologists with only scattered remnants to piece together. Reconstructing the lost texts of Rhodes is a daunting task, akin to assembling a puzzle with most of its pieces missing. The fragments that have survived are often incomplete, their meanings obscured by the wear of centuries. Some are mere scraps of parchment, their edges frayed and their ink faded. Others are stone inscriptions weathered by the elements and eroded by time. Each fragment offers a tantalizing glimpse into the oracle's wisdom, but without the full context, their messages remain elusive. One of the greatest challenges in deciphering these fragments lies in their language. The texts were written in ancient Greek, a language rich in nuance and symbolism. Words and phrases that held deep meaning for the ancients can be difficult to interpret today, especially when only partial sentences or isolated words remain. Scholars must rely on their knowledge of ancient dialects, religious practices, and historical context to fill in the gaps, a process that requires both meticulous research and creative intuition. Adding to the complexity is the fact that many of the fragments were discovered in isolation, far from their original location. Some were found in private collections, others in the ruins of unrelated sites, making it difficult to trace their origins. Without knowing the exact context in which they were written, it becomes even harder to understand their significance. Were they part of a larger prophecy? A ritual instruction, a hymn to Apollo, the answers remain shrouded in mystery. Despite these challenges, the fragments of Rhodes offer a fascinating window into the ancient world. They reveal glimpses of the oracle's rituals, its connection to Apollo, and the ways in which it influenced the lives of those who sought its guidance. For example, one fragment speaks of a prophecy given to a king, warning him of a coming storm. Another mentions a ritual involving the offering of laurel leaves, a symbol of Apollo's favor. Each piece, no matter how small, adds to our understanding of this enigmatic oracle. The search for the lost texts of Rhodes is not just an academic pursuit, it is a quest to reclaim a piece of our shared human heritage. These texts, though fragmented, remind us of the enduring power of knowledge and the lengths to which ancient societies went to preserve it. They also highlight the fragility of history, how easily the wisdom of the past can be lost to time. As we ponder the mysteries of Rhodes, our journey continues to the sacred geometry of the Temple of Apollo at Samos, where the alignment of stones and stars holds secrets of its own. Now, as we turn our gaze from the scattered fragments of Rhodes, we find ourselves drawn to the island of Samos, where the Temple of Apollo stands as a testament to the ancient world's fascination with sacred geometry. This temple, nestled amidst the lush landscapes of Samos, is not just a place of worship but a marvel of architectural precision. Its design imbued with mathematical and spiritual significance that continues to baffle modern scholars. The sacred geometry of the Temple of Apollo at Samos is a puzzle in itself, a harmonious blend of art, science, and spirituality. The temple's layout, proportions, and alignments were meticulously planned, reflecting a deep understanding of geometry and its symbolic meanings. Ancient architects believed that certain shapes and ratios held divine power, and they incorporated these principles into the temple's design to create a space that resonated with cosmic harmony. One of the most striking features of the temple is its alignment with celestial bodies. The placement of its columns, the angles of its walls, and even the orientation of its entrance were carefully calculated to align with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. This alignment was not merely decorative, it was believed to enhance the temple's connection to the divine, allowing priests and seekers to tap into the energies of the cosmos during rituals and divination practices. The use of sacred geometry extended beyond the temple's physical structure. The floor plans and decorative elements were often adorned with intricate patterns, such as the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence, which were thought to embody the perfection of the divine. These patterns were not just aesthetically pleasing, they were believed to hold mystical properties capable of channeling spiritual energy and amplifying the oracle's prophetic abilities. But what does this sacred geometry reveal about the ancient understanding of divination? For the priests of Apollo, geometry was more than a tool for construction. It was a language through which they communicated with the gods. By aligning the temple with celestial events and incorporating sacred ratios into its design, they created a space where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine were blurred. This connection was thought to enhance the accuracy of prophecies, as the temple itself became a conduit for divine messages. The precision of the temple's design also speaks to the advanced architectural knowledge of its builders. Without the aid of modern technology, they achieved a level of accuracy that continues to impress engineers and mathematicians today. The temple's proportions are so exact that some scholars believe they may have been guided by a deeper, perhaps even esoteric, understanding of the universe. Yet, despite our modern tools and knowledge, many aspects of the temple's sacred geometry remain a mystery. Why were certain ratios and patterns chosen? How did the ancient builders achieve such precision? And what role did these geometric principles play in the oracle's rituals? These questions linger, inviting us to explore the intersection of science, spirituality, and architecture in the ancient world. As we marvel at the sacred geometry of Samos, we are reminded of the ingenuity and vision of its creators. Their ability to blend art and science, to infuse stone and mortar with spiritual meaning, is a testament to the enduring power of human creativity. And as we prepare to delve into the prophetic dreams of the Oracle of Apollo at Selinus, we carry with us the echoes of Samos, a place where geometry and divinity intertwined in perfect harmony. Now, as we leave behind the geometric wonders of Samos, our journey takes us to the sun-drenched shores of Sicily, where the Oracle of Apollo at Selinus offers a different kind of mystery, one that unfolds in the realm of dreams. Here in this ancient temple, seekers would come to experience prophetic visions, their slumber guided by the whispers of the divine. Dreams for the people of Selinus were not mere figments of the imagination but sacred messages from the gods, carrying insights into the future and guidance for the present. The practice of dream interpretation at Selinus was deeply rooted in the belief that the gods communicated through the subconscious mind. Those seeking answers would undergo a ritual purification before entering the temple, cleansing their bodies and minds to prepare for the divine encounter. Once ready, they would sleep within the sacred precincts, often on special beds or in chambers designed to enhance their connection to the spiritual realm. It was believed that the temple itself acted as a conduit, amplifying the clarity and power of the dreams received. The dreams experienced at Selinus were not random or chaotic. They were thought to be carefully crafted messages, filled with symbols and imagery that required interpretation by the temple's priests. These priests, trained in the art of oneromancy, the interpretation of dreams, would analyze the visions, deciphering their meanings and translating them into actionable advice. For example, a dream of a flowing river might signify impending change, while an eagle soaring overhead could symbolize divine favor or protection. Each symbol carried layers of meaning, and the priest's role was to unravel these complexities for the dreamer. But what made the dreams at Selinus so unique? Unlike other oracles where prophecies were delivered through cryptic utterances or physical rituals, the dreams at Selinus were deeply personal. They spoke directly to the individual, addressing their specific concerns and circumstances. This intimate connection between the divine and the dreamer made the oracle particularly revered, as it offered not just general predictions but tailored guidance that resonated on a profound level. The temple's location also played a role in its mystique. Situated near the coast with the Mediterranean Sea stretching endlessly before it, Selinus was a place of natural beauty and spiritual energy. The sound of the waves, the scent of the sea breeze, and the warmth of the sun all contributed to an atmosphere that was both calming and inspiring. It's easy to imagine how such an environment could enhance the dream experience, creating a space where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine felt almost tangible. Yet, despite the reverence for these prophetic dreams, many questions remain. How did the priests determine the accuracy of their interpretations? Were there specific rituals or prayers that enhanced the likelihood of receiving a meaningful dream? And what happened to those whose dreams were unclear or contradictory? These mysteries remind us that, even in the realm of dreams, the ancient world was filled with complexities that continue to intrigue and challenge us. As we reflect on the Oracle of Apollo at Selinus, we are reminded of the enduring human fascination with dreams and their potential to reveal hidden truths. The temple stands as a testament to the belief that the divine speaks to us in ways that transcend the waking world, offering glimpses of the future and guidance for the present. And as we prepare to explore the lost rituals of the Oracle of Apollo at Syracuse, we carry with us the echoes of Selinus, a place where dreams became a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Turning our attention now to the Oracle of Apollo at Syracuse, we step into a world where the echoes of ancient rituals have faded into the mists of time. Unlike the dream-centric practices of Selinus, the Oracle at Syracuse was known for its elaborate ceremonies, which remain shrouded in mystery. The challenge of piecing together these lost rituals is like assembling a puzzle with most of its pieces missing. Each fragment of evidence offers a tantalizing glimpse, but the full picture eludes us. The oracle at Syracuse was one of the most prominent in ancient Sicily, drawing seekers from across the Mediterranean. Historical records suggest that its rituals were deeply tied to the worship of Apollo, the god of prophecy, music, and healing. However, much of what we know comes from scattered inscriptions, fragmented artifacts, and second-hand accounts by ancient historians. These sources, while invaluable, often provide only partial insights, leaving scholars to fill in the gaps with educated guesses. One of the most intriguing aspects of the oracle's rituals was their connection to music and dance. Apollo, as the patron of the arts, was believed to communicate through harmonious sounds and rhythmic movements. It's thought that priests and priestesses at Syracuse performed elaborate musical ceremonies, using lyres, flutes, and chants to invoke the god's presence. These performances were not merely artistic expressions, but sacred acts designed to open a channel between the mortal and divine realms. Yet, without detailed records, we can only imagine the melodies and rhythms that once filled the temple. Another challenge in reconstructing these rituals lies in understanding the role of sacred objects. Archaeologists have uncovered fragments of votive offerings, such as small statues, pottery, and inscribed tablets, which suggest that devotees brought gifts to the oracle in hopes of receiving divine favor. Some of these objects bear cryptic symbols or inscriptions, hinting at their use in specific ceremonies. However, the exact purpose of these items, whether they were used in purification rites, divination practices, or as offerings to Apollo, remains a subject of debate. The physical layout of the temple itself also poses questions. While the ruins of the Oracle of Apollo at Syracuse have been partially excavated, much of the site has been lost to time and natural disasters. The temple's architecture, its alignment with celestial bodies, and the placement of altars and sacred spaces all likely played a role in the rituals. Yet, without a complete understanding of the temple's design, it's difficult to determine how these elements interacted to create the oracle's unique spiritual atmosphere. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is the oracle's method of delivering prophecies. Unlike the dream-based visions of Silenus or the cryptic utterances of Delphi, the rituals at Syracuse seem to have involved a combination of music, dance, and symbolic acts. Some scholars speculate that the priests entered trance-like states, allowing them to channel Apollo's messages. Others suggest that the prophecies were delivered through symbolic gestures or the interpretation of natural phenomena, such as the flight of birds or the patterns of smoke from sacred fires. Without definitive evidence, these theories remain speculative, adding to the allure of the oracle's lost practices. As we explore the Oracle of Apollo at Syracuse, we are reminded of the fragility of history. The rituals that once defined this sacred site have vanished, leaving behind only fragments of their former glory. Yet, these fragments invite us to imagine the vibrant ceremonies that once took place, the music that filled the air, and the seekers who came in search of divine guidance. And as we prepare to delve into the sacred spring at the Temple of Apollo in Didyma, we carry with us the enduring mystery of Syracuse, a place where the divine and the human once intertwined in ways we can only begin to understand. Now, let us journey to the sacred spring at the Temple of Apollo in Didyma, Greece, a place where the natural and the divine converged in profound ways. This spring, nestled within the temple grounds, was not just a source of water but a vital element in the oracle's divination practices. Its crystal-clear waters were believed to hold a direct connection to Apollo himself, offering seekers a pathway to divine insight. The geological origins of the spring add an intriguing layer to its mystique. Fed by underground aquifers, the spring's waters were said to possess unique properties, possibly due to the minerals dissolved within them. Ancient texts describe the water as having a clarity and purity unmatched by ordinary springs, leading many to believe it was a gift from the gods. This natural wonder likely played a central role in the rituals performed at Didyma, as water has long been a symbol of purification and renewal in many cultures. Spiritually, the spring was more than just a physical feature. It was a conduit for divine communication. Seekers who came to the oracle would often drink from the spring or bathe in its waters as part of their preparation for receiving prophecies. This act of purification was thought to cleanse both body and spirit, allowing the seeker to become more receptive to Apollo's messages. Some accounts even suggest that the spring's waters were used in specific divination rituals, where priests would interpret the ripples, reflections, or even the taste of the water as signs from the god. The spring's significance extended beyond its role in divination. It was also a symbol of Apollo's dual nature as a god of both prophecy and healing. The waters were believed to have therapeutic properties capable of curing ailments and restoring vitality. This dual-purpose divination and healing made the spring a focal point for pilgrims seeking both spiritual guidance and physical well-being. The blending of these two aspects highlights the holistic worldview of the ancient Greeks, where the divine was deeply intertwined with the natural world. Despite its importance, much about the spring remains shrouded in mystery. The exact rituals performed there, the specific methods of divination, and even the layout of the temple complex have been lost to time. Archaeologists have uncovered fragments of the site, including remnants of the spring stone basin and nearby altars, but these discoveries offer only glimpses into the past. The challenge of reconstructing these practices is compounded by the lack of detailed written records, leaving historians to piece together the story from scattered clues. As we reflect on the sacred spring at Tegyra, we are reminded of the profound connection between nature and spirituality in ancient Greek culture. The spring was not just a physical feature but a living symbol of Apollo's presence, a place where the divine could be felt and experienced. Its waters, once believed to hold the power of prophecy and healing, continue to captivate our imagination, inviting us to ponder the mysteries of the past. And as we prepare to explore the volcanic prophecies of the Oracle of Apollo at Thera, we carry with us the enduring legacy of Tegyra's sacred spring, a testament to the timeless allure of ancient oracles. Now, let us turn our attention to the Oracle of Apollo at Thera, where the raw power of nature itself became a source of divine prophecy. Nestled on the volcanic island of Thera, now known as Santorini, this oracle stood at the crossroads of geology and spirituality. The island's dramatic volcanic activity, with its eruptions and tremors, was not seen as mere natural events but as direct communications from the gods. For the ancient Greeks, the Earth's rumblings and fiery outbursts were interpreted as Apollo's voice, a divine language that only the oracle could decipher. Thera's volcanic landscape was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, shaping the way its inhabitants understood the world around them. The island's most famous eruption, which occurred around 1600 BC, was one of the most catastrophic events in ancient history. This eruption not only reshaped the island but also sent shockwaves through the Mediterranean, affecting neighboring civilizations like the Minoans on Crete. For the people of Thera, such events were not random disasters but profound messages from Apollo, who was believed to control both the sun and the forces beneath the earth. The oracle's role was to interpret these volcanic signs, offering guidance and warnings to those who sought clarity in the face of such overwhelming natural power. The rituals at Thera's oracle likely involved observing and interpreting the island's volcanic activity. Priests and priestesses would have monitored the tremors, ash clouds, and changes in the landscape, seeking patterns or omens within these phenomena. For example, a sudden increase in seismic activity might have been seen as a sign of Apollo's displeasure, while a period of calm could indicate divine favor. The oracle's prophecies would have been deeply tied to these observations, blending scientific awareness with spiritual interpretation in a way that was uniquely ancient Greek. The connection between volcanic activity and prophecy also reflects the broader Greek belief in the interconnectedness of the natural and divine worlds. Thera's oracle served as a reminder that the gods were not distant or detached but actively involved in the world through natural forces. This perspective allowed the ancient Greeks to find meaning in even the most destructive events, viewing them as part of a larger cosmic order. The oracle's interpretations provided a sense of control and understanding in a world where nature's power could be both life-giving and devastating. Despite the significance of Thera's oracle, much about its practices remains a mystery. The eruption that devastated the island also buried much of its history, leaving archaeologists with only fragments of its past. Excavations have uncovered remnants of the temple complex and artifacts that hint at the oracle's rituals, but the full picture of how prophecies were delivered and received has been lost to time. What we do know, however, is that the oracle's legacy endures as a testament to humanity's enduring quest to find meaning in the forces of nature. As we leave the volcanic prophecies of Thera behind, we carry with us a deeper appreciation for the ways in which the ancient Greeks sought to understand their world. The oracle's ability to interpret the Earth's rumblings as divine messages reminds us of the profound connection between nature and spirituality in ancient cultures. And as we prepare to explore the cryptic symbols of the Oracle of Apollo at Thassos, we are reminded once again of the timeless allure of these ancient mysteries, each one offering a glimpse into the minds and hearts of those who sought answers from the gods. Now, as we journey from the volcanic whispers of Thera, we find ourselves stepping into the enigmatic world of the Oracle of Apollo at Thassos. Here, the mysteries are etched not in the trembling earth but in the cryptic symbols that adorn the temple walls. These intricate carvings, a blend of artistry and secrecy, have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries, offering tantalizing glimpses into the spiritual and cultural life of ancient Thassos. The Temple of Apollo at Thassos, located on the northern Aegean island of the same name, is a treasure trove of symbolic language. The symbols found here are unlike those at other oracular sites, featuring a unique combination of geometric patterns, animal motifs, and abstract designs. Some resemble celestial bodies, while others seem to depict mythological scenes or ritualistic practices. What makes these symbols particularly fascinating is their ambiguity. Each one appears to hold multiple layers of meaning, open to interpretation by those who sought the oracle's wisdom. Deciphering these symbols is no simple task. Unlike written languages which follow grammatical rules and have known alphabets, the symbols at Thassos are part of a visual language that has been lost to time. Scholars have proposed various theories about their meanings. Some believe they represent a form of sacred code used by priests to communicate with the divine. Others suggest they may have served as mnemonic devices, helping the oracle recall complex rituals or prophecies. There's even speculation that the symbols were part of an initiation process, revealing deeper truths only to those deemed worthy. One of the most intriguing aspects of these symbols is their connection to the natural world. Many of the carvings feature animals like eagles, snakes, and lions, which were often associated with Apollo and his divine attributes. The eagle, for instance, symbolized strength and vision, while the snake represented healing and transformation. These animal motifs suggest that the oracle's prophecies may have been deeply intertwined with the natural environment, much like the volcanic prophecies of Thera. Yet, unlike the Earth's rumblings, these symbols required a different kind of interpretation, one that relied on visual intuition and cultural knowledge. The challenges of deciphering these symbols are compounded by the fragmentary nature of the archaeological record. While some carvings remain remarkably well preserved, others have been eroded by time or damaged by human activity. This incomplete picture makes it difficult to reconstruct the full context in which these symbols were used. Were they part of a larger narrative telling a story that spanned the temple walls? Or were they standalone messages, each one a self-contained prophecy or warning? Without more evidence, these questions remain unanswered, adding to the allure of Thassos' cryptic symbols. Despite these challenges, the symbols of Thassos continue to captivate those who study them. They remind us of the creativity and ingenuity of ancient cultures who found ways to express complex ideas through art and symbolism. They also highlight the universal human desire to communicate with the divine, whether through words, rituals, or visual language. As we ponder the meanings behind these enigmatic carvings, we are reminded of the enduring power of symbols to transcend time and culture, speaking to us across the centuries. With the mysteries of Thassos still echoing in our minds, we now turn our attention to the lost prophecies of the Oracle of Apollo at Troy, where the whispers of history and myth intertwine in ways that continue to baffle and inspire. Each oracle, with its unique practices and puzzles, offers a window into the ancient world, a world where the divine and the human were never far apart. Now, as we leave behind the cryptic symbols of Thassos, we venture into the legendary city of Troy, where the Oracle of Apollo once held sway. This ancient oracle, steeped in myth and history, is shrouded in mystery, particularly when it comes to its lost prophecies. Unlike other oracular sites where inscriptions or rituals provide some clues, the prophecies of Troy have largely vanished, leaving behind only fragments of their existence. The Oracle of Apollo at Troy was a significant spiritual center, deeply intertwined with the city's storied past. Troy, famously known for the Trojan War immortalized in Homer's epics, was also a place where the divine and the mortal worlds intersected. The oracle here was believed to channel Apollo's wisdom, offering guidance to kings, warriors, and pilgrims. Yet, despite its prominence, much of what we know about its prophecies comes from scattered references in ancient texts and archaeological findings rather than direct evidence. One of the greatest challenges in understanding the oracle's prophecies lies in the fragmentary nature of the evidence. Unlike the well-preserved inscriptions at other sites, the records from Troy are incomplete, often consisting of broken tablets, faded texts, or second-hand accounts. These fragments offer tantalizing glimpses into the oracle's role but leave much to the imagination. For instance, some texts suggest that the oracle played a crucial role in advising the rulers of Troy during times of crisis, including the legendary war with the Greeks. However, the specifics of these prophecies, what they said, how they were delivered, and their impact remain elusive. Adding to the mystery is the fact that Troy itself was destroyed and rebuilt multiple times over the centuries. Each layer of the city's history, from the Bronze Age to the Roman era, adds complexity to the archaeological record. The oracle's temple, like much of Troy, was likely rebuilt and repurposed, making it difficult to trace its original form and function. This constant cycle of destruction and renewal has left historians with a patchwork of clues, each one requiring careful interpretation. Scholars have proposed various theories about the nature of the lost prophecies. Some believe they were delivered in a manner similar to other oracles, through cryptic verses or symbolic rituals. Others suggest that the prophecies may have been tied to the city's strategic location, offering insights into trade, diplomacy, or warfare. There's even speculation that the oracle's prophecies were closely linked to the cult of Apollo, reflecting the god's dual roles as a healer and a bringer of plague, a duality that mirrors the fortunes of Troy itself. Despite the challenges, the lost prophecies of Troy continue to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. They remind us of the fragility of ancient knowledge and the importance of piecing together the past from whatever fragments remain. Each discovery, no matter how small, brings us closer to understanding the oracle's role in one of history's most iconic cities. As we ponder these lost prophecies, we are reminded of the enduring power of myth and memory and how they shape our understanding of the ancient world. With the echoes of Troy's mysteries still lingering, we now turn our attention to the healing waters of the Oracle of Apollo at Vulliagmeni, where the blend of medicine and mysticism offers yet another fascinating glimpse into the ancient world's spiritual practices. Each oracle, with its unique traditions and enigmas, invites us to explore the timeless connection between humanity and the divine. As we journey from the lost prophecies of Troy, we now find ourselves drawn to the serene shores of Vouliagmeni, where the Oracle of Apollo once harnessed the power of healing waters. Nestled along the coast of Greece, this sacred site was renowned not only for its spiritual significance, but also for its unique blend of medicine and mysticism. The waters here were believed to possess divine properties, offering both physical healing and prophetic insights to those who sought Apollo's guidance. The Temple of Apollo at Vouliagmeni was more than just a place of worship. It was a sanctuary where the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural blurred. Pilgrims from across the ancient world would travel to these shores, drawn by tales of miraculous cures and visions. The healing waters, fed by natural springs, were said to be imbued with Apollo's essence, making them a powerful tool for both physical and spiritual renewal. Visitors would immerse themselves in the waters, believing that the god's presence could cleanse their ailments and open their minds to divine messages. What makes this oracle particularly fascinating is the seamless integration of medicine and mysticism in its practices. Ancient texts describe rituals where priests would guide seekers through a process of purification, combining the therapeutic properties of the waters with chants, prayers, and offerings to Apollo. This holistic approach reflects the ancient Greeks' understanding of health as a balance between body and spirit. The waters were not merely a physical remedy but a conduit for divine intervention, bridging the gap between the mortal and the immortal. Archaeological evidence from Vouliagmeni reveals traces of the temple's infrastructure, including bathing pools and altars where offerings were made. These findings suggest that the site was carefully designed to enhance the healing experience, with the waters playing a central role in the rituals. Scholars have also uncovered inscriptions that hint at the oracle's prophetic practices, suggesting that the waters were used to induce trance-like states in which seekers could receive visions or messages from Apollo. The connection between healing and prophecy at Vouliagmeni highlights the ancient belief in the interconnectedness of all things. For the Greeks, physical health was often seen as a reflection of spiritual well-being, and the oracle's practices embodied this philosophy. The healing waters served as a reminder that the divine was not distant or abstract but present in the natural world, accessible to those who sought it with reverence and faith. As we reflect on the mysteries of Vouliagmeni, we are reminded of the enduring allure of ancient oracles and their ability to blend the practical with the profound. The healing waters of Apollo's temples stand as a testament to the timeless human quest for understanding, healing, and connection to the divine. With this in mind, we now turn our gaze to the celestial alignments of the Oracle of Apollo at Zoster, where the heavens themselves played a role in the art of prophecy. Now, as we step into the final chapter of our journey through ancient oracle temples, we arrive at the Oracle of Apollo at Zoster, a site where the heavens themselves seem to whisper secrets to those who sought divine guidance. Nestled along the coast of Greece, this temple was not only a place of worship but also a celestial observatory, where the movements of the stars and planets were believed to hold the key to Apollo's prophecies. The Temple of Apollo at Zoster was uniquely designed to align with specific astronomical events, such as solstices and equinoxes. These alignments were not mere coincidences but deliberate choices by the ancient priests, who understood the significance of celestial patterns in their divination practices. The temple's orientation allowed sunlight to illuminate certain areas at precise times of the year, creating moments of awe and reverence that were integral to the oracle's rituals. This connection between architecture and astronomy highlights the advanced knowledge of the priests, who saw the cosmos as a map of divine will. Ancient texts and inscriptions suggest that the priests of Zoster were skilled astronomers, capable of predicting celestial events with remarkable accuracy. They used this knowledge to interpret the will of Apollo, believing that the positions of the stars and planets could reveal insights into the future. For example, the appearance of certain constellations during rituals was seen as a sign of Apollo's favor, while eclipses or unusual celestial phenomena were often interpreted as warnings or omens. This blending of science and spirituality underscores the sophistication of ancient Greek thought, where the natural and supernatural were deeply intertwined. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Oracle of Apollo at Zoster is its use of celestial alignments to enhance the experience of prophecy. During key astronomical events such as the summer solstice, the temple's design would create dramatic lighting effects, bathing the sacred space in golden light. This spectacle was believed to amplify the connection between the divine and the mortal, allowing seekers to receive clearer and more profound messages from Apollo. The priests would guide visitors through these moments, interpreting the celestial signs and offering insights into their personal and collective futures. Archaeological evidence from Zoster reveals the remains of altars, inscriptions, and even tools that may have been used for astronomical observations. These findings suggest that the temple was not only a spiritual center, but also a hub of scientific inquiry, where priests studied the skies to better understand the divine. The inscriptions often reference specific stars or planets, indicating that the priests had a detailed understanding of the night sky and its symbolic meanings. This knowledge was passed down through generations, ensuring that the oracle's practices remained rooted in both tradition and innovation. The celestial alignments of the Temple of Apollo at Zoster remind us of the ancient Greeks' profound respect for the natural world and their belief in its connection to the divine. The priest's ability to merge astronomy with prophecy reflects a worldview where the cosmos was seen as a living, breathing entity, filled with messages for those who knew how to read them. As we conclude our exploration of these 50 baffling puzzles from ancient oracle temples, we are left with a sense of wonder at the ingenuity and spirituality of these ancient cultures. Their mysteries continue to inspire and challenge us, inviting us to look to the skies and seek our own answers in the stars. As we bring our journey through the 50 baffling puzzles of ancient oracle temples to a close, it's impossible not to marvel at the sheer depth of mystery and ingenuity these sites hold. From the cryptic prophecies of Delphi to the celestial alignments of Zoster, each temple offers a unique glimpse into the spiritual and scientific minds of ancient civilizations. These puzzles are not just relics of the past, they are windows into a world where the divine and the natural were inseparable, where every rustling leaf, every alignment of the stars, and every whispered prophecy carried profound meaning. The enduring mysteries of these temples continue to challenge historians and archaeologists, who strive to piece together fragments of the past to understand the rituals, beliefs, and knowledge of these ancient cultures. The questions they raise about the nature of prophecy, the role of science in spirituality, and the connection between humanity and the cosmos are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding, yet the deeper we dig, the more questions seem to arise. What do you think these ancient oracles were trying to tell us? How do their mysteries resonate with you? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on these timeless enigmas. And if you've enjoyed unraveling these puzzles with us, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating historical mysteries. Together, let's keep exploring the past to uncover the secrets that still shape our present. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey.